everybody. Welcome to 2 Films, 1 Bro.
Okay. 2 films, 1... You said 2 films, 1 bro. Well, how's your week?
It's been a week. Got 15,000 views on my little YouTube short, so very excited about that. But
it's a pretty good short.
Yeah. Other than that, I don't know. Just another week. Gonna die.
Funny.
Or a quote from the movie: "The dead know one thing, and being alive is better." So.
Yeah, that was a good quote. This whole movie is like a big, huge conglomeration of quotes.
Yeah.
And you know this connection.
And fire shots. It's like a music video in the second half of this.
What do you mean?
Well, yeah, just very beautiful shot, like gorgeous. Just
yeah,
gorgeous
I did
shot.
put that in like some part of the notes. I just love the angles on things, or just I don't know anything really about movies, but I just know how aesthetically pleasing it can be to the eye, like how different movies can succeed or fail at that. And I found it was pretty strong and solid all the way through. So,
see, this movie, unlike Joker, actually has something really poignant to say and what's beautiful.
What do you mean?
I can't. We'll get into it. I think this movie's message and overall theme and stuff, and I even have like some direct comparisons with Pile, how it all just, I think, works a lot better.
Pile?
Private Pile. When we first watched this movie, we were just wheezing at Pile.
Yeah, because he's
so funny.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, well, you're getting views on your TikTok and stuff. I just discovered TikTok this week and lost a few significant hours finding some interesting things out there. Fun stuff.
Make sure you check your sources, though, guys.
Check your sources. Oh, it something seems strange. Yeah. It is probably strange.
A lot of bullshit on there.
Lots of bullshit. I had to sift through a lot of it, but I found some interesting and fun things that, like other stuff that, it was okay if it was a little bit of bullshit because it was funny. But, always check your sources. Otherwise, I've had a standard-ass week, too, myself. Not too much to really write home about or inform the people about. I am ready for when we actually release, and then we can...
I'm very excited.
Address, some comments, this and that, go over some quotes or things in this segment, have a little more fun with it.
Part. I thought that was funny. I thought you guys were stupid for that. I can't wait for
we'll have a little more fun in this little segment. For right now, we just talk about our weeks, and if you have a chill week, then that's cool. I'd rather have a chill week than just an awful week. So last week's episode, we did Signs.
Yeah.
I felt like it was a pretty solid episode.
Yeah.
We did record it pretty late, but I thought we got through it.
Yeah. Well. I think it was a good time. I'm shocked how long that episode was. I didn't think Signs was going to be that long.
Yeah, that was quite it's just chat fest, but it's something I've loved for a long time, so I'm guessing.
Yeah, you had a lot more love for Signs than I would have thought. You really...
I'm a Night Shyamalan fan. I know that you either kind of love him or hate him, but for me, he just scratches my itch for that kind of genre of things. He does well.
Something that I didn't bring up, but I thought about the movie more and more throughout the week, is how we look at things perspective-wise. How, people are like, this is what linked to this. If it wasn't for this, then I would have never been able to do this. But I think that's just people, cherry coding stuff afterwards, being like, well, it was destined to be for me to drop out of college, so I would be there for X, Y, and Z. And I think that's just kind of the value we add to things afterwards, rather than it just being a random sort of events that just kind of happen. Also, I don't like that because it takes your agency away. I don't care for that either.
I think I follow. Wait, you just trapped there. So you're saying... I got caught up on you said cherry coding, so that's cherry picking and sugar coating mixed up at once.
Yeah.
So I'm did he mean to do that on purpose? And then, or did he mess up? Should I correct him? But he's still going. Fuck, I missed out on half of that. Oh no, I'm trying to catch up.
Well, yeah, this is the idea that 10 things happen. We can all, depending on our perspective of things, we can line those up and be like, well, it was meant to be this way. They're all connected, interconnected things when I don't think they are. Things just kind of happen.
Well, sometimes there are interconnected things.
Well, is that just your perspective, or?
Could be. What is life of perspective?
Oh, it just depends. Sometimes it's a serial killer, and sometimes it's 4 different killers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so always approaching things from multiple perspectives is a very...
Yeah, but the lesson...
knowledgeable way to
But the way
learn.
Signs looks at things is all this happened for a certain reason.
Oh! Now it's all coming to make sense to me, because Signs is, the whole premise of... it does, though.
X, Y, and Z...
But you can only know that once you look at it in hindsight. This is why all this shit happened.
But sometimes things just happen. I think that's that sugarcoating, and we want to make connections.
But those things just happen, cause a whole new set of events that wouldn't have been unless that particular event happened. There's always the whole thing of causality, cause and effect, action and reaction.
I don't know. I think I'm not saying I'm not saying
like, they happen for a reason. Like these things are the reasons. Like the events that happen after a certain incident are like the actions that happen.
I'm not saying it can't happen. That this thing causes that thing to that thing. I'm not saying that can't happen ever, but I think
a butterfly effect. Domino effect.
I don't know. I think people add that extra layer to stuff, putting the frosting on the cake more times than not.
But
everybody wants their life to be some cinematic masterpiece, but like there's odds, there's just chances. Like
it is like
shit just kind of happens, man.
And like instead of getting some big action adventure, sometime like life's a big action adventure, you're fucking 008 agent or something like that. Your life could be like the most interesting fucking life you had, and you're just like a warehouse operator and just like forklift driver, and like you can still make that an epic like fucking journey. It's just based on your perspective of it. Or like instead of being Mr. Top Chef of fucking New York, you're just like top chef of your little fucking town, and you're just dominating shit. And like you're a particular fucking thug on your block. It's all perspective, man. So
I guess I'm just questioning the perspective not of the event itself, but the connection between the events.
Oh, yeah.
Putting stuff together in the basket what necessarily should not be together. Like, these are two separate events, would have totally different causes, but because it's my life, because I'm the one thing in between, they're like...
all of a sudden, shit overlaps and intertwines. Two unrelated things can all of a sudden...
Again, I'm not saying it's impossible for that to happen. I'm just saying...
Well, it's not impossible because it happens all the time.
I'm just saying as a species, I think we overdo it. I think it's society bullshit. Like, it's a part of my story, so...
Well, I'm glad we had this philosophical debate before we got into this.
Yeah. Totally not about the movie.
Totally not about the movie. We digress.
I just had this thought. I don't know.
Well, I think we fleshed that out. Hopefully that'll arouse some comments.
Let me know.
Tell us what you think. So, yeah. How do you feel about this episode coming up?
I think I'm a lot more hot on this movie than I was going in. Like, I thought I was going to kind of lambast this movie. Like, I didn't think it was terrible, but I thought it was, like, kind of, like, average. Like, I never really felt anything coming out of it. And this time I really kind of fell in love with it. I really think this movie has a really good message to say. I think it's entertaining throughout.
Yeah.
It's almost two movies in one to me, where it's, like, the training camp part and Vietnam is, like, two separate movies. Like, they just have totally different vibes. They're both kind of, like, saying war is bad, but... I think, like, the training camp one is more about what are we doing to these young men and what are we teaching them.
Yeah.
And the Vietnam part's just kind of like war sucks, war is bad.
Yeah, war is hell.
But they're both saying war is bad.
It accentuates that fact. Like, there's just a lot of fucking shit going on.
There's, like, two different angles of it.
Yes, for sure. And so I was going to go into... We chose this movie originally, Full Metal Jacket, because we wanted to do a movie... and we both didn't quite like or something like that, so we just like dogging on something because we've been choosing movies.
Now, right?
Yeah, so we were thinking it was Apocalypse Now, but we accidentally just like went on Full Metal Jacket. Also thought didn't like this movie either, but after watching it, I'm like, it's not bad. It's actually pretty good, except for a few key moments that just really like irked me, just because doesn't really fit for me. At least there's one in particular that just really drives me nuts. But
this is the moment where I'm going to fucking talk about something. All right, that piece of shit, that horrible genocide to the eyes and what the original Moana was about does not have a fucking rent feature. Oh yes. My god!
Because we were originally going to go with Mulan.
I was so hungry for it.
It's like it was going to be just some movie that I haven't seen before, and like he has, but it's like he did not like it. We usually share, similar opinions on most movies, but also we have very differing opinions than others.
I might end the podcast if you like that movie. If you come in here and you're like, it's a 9 out of 10.
Mulan was the shit. I loved it.
I think that's the end. That's the end.
It's terrible. So
wait.
I doubt it's going to be that way because I'm just seeing plenty of content on the internet on how it was not good. So.
Yeah. But yeah, you can't rent it. And it costs $20.
$20. Even some of the best movies out there is like $16 or something. $20, like
get the fuck out.
Like you were saying, it's so people don't watch it. Like,
yeah, they're ashamed of it.
It's like there's gotta be some sort of hidden message in that context there somehow. So
fuck Mulan 2020.
So we were going to choose that, but then we decided on Full Metal Jacket, but we got confused with Apocalypse Now. But here we are with Full Metal Jacket. We actually had a good time enjoying it.
Yeah, we like this movie.
It's like going into it like, oh, great, this is going to, I'm ready to fucking rip it apart for being shitty. It's like, oh, wait, look, I'm kind of enjoying myself. All right, so quick overview. Full Metal Jacket, a psychological war drama film released June 26, 1987. It's rated R. It's an hour and 56 minutes long. Had a budget of $16.5 to $30 million. Kind of a wide range. I just like, aren't there receipts or something? Seems like a large discrepancy, especially with like $16 to $30 million. Anyway, box office was at 120. I'm glad you didn't have anything to chime in about. What are you writing over there? Well, you're not hitting on the chime in part, so I'm like chiming in. God damn it.
All right.
Oh, you're sitting there writing your fucking...
Yeah.
Well, you could have just done that and I could have waited for a minute.
Yeah, you're just talking about the movie so far. What happens in it?
Well, you just didn't find a stranger. The budget was $16.5 million.
Oh, really? That's actually pretty
to $30 million.
Well, what 1989 money?
87.
That's still 87.
That's when it was released, was 87.
Yeah.
So...
That's pretty
They had to make
incredible.
it probably 84 or something. They started filming or like all that shit.
Yeah, that's nothing.
So $16.5 million to $30 million was the budget. A wide range. That just seems like...
You think you could have got those numbers nailed down?
Yeah. Like, there's not receipts or anything.
No accountant?
Right? Thank you. This is what I was needing from you, goddammit. All right. Box office, though, they made $120 million. So...
No, that's pretty good return. That's what, 5-6 times?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you go by the lower figure.
Yeah. Well, still four times. 400%.
Yeah. So, directed and produced by Stanley Kubrick.
The Kubrick, the man.
Written by Stanley Kubrick, Michael Herr, Gustav Hasford.
This might be my favorite Stanley Kubrick movie.
Really?
Because, like, what's the other one? 2001 Space Odyssey?
Well, that you've seen so far?
No, we watched that together.
Shining.
Yeah, there's The Shining. You know the one with monkeys?
Yeah, no. Yeah, we watched it.
Sucks. Not good. Wasn't impressed.
Yeah, maybe if
stunning.
we go do a deep dive on that one, we'll learn about it. Maybe we'll figure it out. Fun fact: Stanley and Michael wrote a screenplay based off Gustav Hasford's 1979 semi-autobiographical novel titled "The Short Timers." Gustav was a combat correspondent himself during the Tet Offensive with the 1st Marine Division in 1968. Basically, kind of like a first-hand account on like what we're talking about. So that's kind of fun. Did you want to keep writing? Do you want to?
No.
Well, are you sure? Just go ahead and write it up, man. I'll eat the slice.
I thought it was a fun improv song.
We can edit. It's not a fun improv. It's got to be short. Like, what do we say? Like 5 sentences or something like that?
We got 6.
No, okay. Yeah, I got 5 or 6 sentences. Maybe 7.
So, have you ever heard of Career? What movies has he been in?
Yeah, the movies are.
That'd be awesome, man. So, how are you? How are you doing? What did you think about this scene in the movie?
Okay. So, starring Matthew Modine.
Is that the main dude?
Yep, Private Joker.
Dude, he's Dr. Brennan, Stranger Things.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I gotta see the face now.
Yeah, it's him really young.
Interesting.
There's a... Yeah.
There's like a thing... Was it Val Kilmer? I guess really wanted the spot. He wanted so bad, like, I guess he was, like, coaching this guy on it. Like, this role or something like that. I should have, like, wrote it down, but I just didn't want to, like, spend the time to actually go look it up and confirm it.
His performance, at first, I was kind of sour on it. Like, I didn't really... Like, I'm like, I just don't buy this guy.
Yeah, and I'm like, who is this guy?
But by the end of the movie, I think I really appreciate it. I thought he did a good job.
I just try to imagine Val Kilmer in it, and I would have much rather had Val Kilmer in it. So.
I think he fits well. I think if this was, like, an action movie, then I don't think he's the guy. But I think for being in the middle of the road and kind of having more of that compassionate side towards war.
Yeah, and it's kind of showing there's all kinds of different characters in there, and they all can do all kinds of, things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't always have to be like the big super cut action hero. It can just be just some wiry idealist.
Yeah, and again, that's kind of what he is. Like, he kind of breaks his superiors.
But he still handled his job when he out there and did business. So I kind of like seeing movies like that instead of always just fucking Sylvester Stallone's running out there.
And, like, even with war movies, like, you always still have that, like, badass factor of, like, Saving Private Ryan with, Tom Hanks or like, We Were Soldiers, Mel Gibson. It's nice to see a war movie where he doesn't really do anything crazy, heroic, or he's just a guy. You know what I mean? It's kind of nice.
Yeah. It's a refreshing, different look or take on it.
Like, even at the very end, he's not even in charge of the squad. Like, that just never happens in these war movies.
Yeah, so, Matthew Modine as the main actor, main star. Arlie Ermy? How do you say his name? Ermy? Thanks for all your help. Gunnery Sergeant Hartman. You got Vincent D'Onofrio.
Don't know any movies he's been in.
Don't know anything else he's ever been in. That's Private Gomer Pyle. Oh, yeah, no, he's...
Oh, that guy's awesome. Yeah, that guy, he's on Law & Order.
Law & Order, like,
he crushes this movie.
He's in a few other things. And even, like, every character I swear he's played since this character, or maybe even beforehand, he just always has that, like, kind of weird look on his face. He always just gave me... the creeps or whatever. Mom, I remember talking about it. She's like, I can't stand that guy. I'm like, I can't stand him either. Like, I'm right there with you. It's like one thing Mom and I agreed on.
I think he's a weird role. He's like, it's comedic. This movie is like funny at times when it's like,
I was cracking up, like, big laugh.
Like every time I saw that dude, it's just
and then like all this shit that comes flying out of fucking Sergeant Hartman's.
Oh, that guy, celebrity roaster, man. That could have been the whole movie. It could have just been him the whole time.
It pretty much, like, the first half of the movie, it was him.
Yeah.
Like, he just fucking...
I didn't know they stacked shit this high.
Yeah. How tall are you? Like 5'10" or something. Like, I didn't know they stacked shit. Oh, man. Fuck, dude. There's a lot of that, so I have it ready to go for quotes for fucking when we get there. Actually, I don't know if I actually got that.
Controversial pick for most valuable actor, most valuable side actor coming, by the way.
I did not... Oh, yeah, I haven't even figured... I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I wrote down the thing, but I didn't fill it in. I don't think. Yeah, well, we'll get there. We also have Adam Baldwin. Thanks for having an easy name to pronounce. Appreciate it.
Is he related to the other Baldwins?
I'm guessing. I didn't look that up. I was thinking about it. But he is the hero of Canton, the man they call Jane, from Firefly, and that's where I know him best from.
I was like very confused there. I'm like, Jane? Like, I was like, what movie is that?
When I was just watching that first and just doing the notes, I just put him like Hero Canton instead of his name. He goes by Animal Mother, I guess.
Weird movie names, by the way, in this movie. Like, it's supposed to be this very serious thing, and we have like Joker.
Well, I'm guessing
it's almost like gamer tags.
It's probably like actual nicknames people get given while they're in the military. Remember, like in Forrest Gump, he's like, we got Dallas from Phoenix. Cleveland, he was from Detroit, and all that shit. Just everybody gets their own little nicknames and shit. I was thinking, like, what would my nickname be? But
what is it? You open this box.
I have no military nickname that I can think of.
I want to be Brown Street.
I have no idea what I could even. I hope my nickname would be like Lucky, because I'm pretty sure you have to have a name given to you. Just can't be like I'm whatever, something. Like you gotta have it given to you.
You know what's funny? XCOM gives you a nickname. Like
I know, I love it. And I usually see it. Don't say that word because then I get triggered, and then
you go down this rabbit hole.
I want to go play.
You got to play the first game. You got to get that. You have my Xbox.
I have the fucking about the game.
The first one's amazing.
I just think it's stupid how my controller won't work.
You got to figure it. There's something you got to figure it. It has a console version. There's no way.
I know, right? It doesn't make any sense. So I
will figure it out for you. I will.
Just sit back and play that? Oh, that'd be so nice. Anyway.
XCOM 1's amazing. Favorite game? My favorite game of all time.
Civ, probably. I love Civ.
Nah, XCOM.
Then you have Dorian Harewood as 8-Ball and Kevin Major Howard as Rafter Man. He has a very strange spelling of his name. It's Kevyn. I don't know if you ever heard of Days, but it's a great subreddit. You should all check it out. It's a lot of fun. The movie was nominated for Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay. The film was also nominated for 2 BFTA awards, and Ermy was nominated for a Golden Globe Award for Best Supporting Actor, motion picture for his performance. In 2001, the American Film Institute placed the film at number 95 in its poll titled AFI's 100 Years, 100 Thrills. It did pretty well. So what do you have for your plot, or do you want me to go first?
I'll throw it out since I already got it.
All right, so we're doing our own personal plots this time because
you thought it'd be more fun.
William nagged about it, like, we should do an original. So I'm like, all right, let's do an original.
And then I forgot.
Then he forgot to do it, but we're keeping it within 6 sentences,
sentences.
So I think that should be our standard for every time. We have to have 6 sentences for our plots. So I think we should try to come in that. So I think it'll be fun, and go ahead and get it.
Dr. Brennan teaches Negative 11 how to function in the Army.
Negative 11?
Because like Dr. Brennan, he's
Oh, okay. My bad. Start over. All right.
okay. Dr. Brennan teaches Negative 11 how to function in the army, or attempts to. Some VCRs you just can't fix, and Pyle is a VCR. Pyle kills Negative 11. Pyle kills the sergeant Roaster before Vietnam. Vietnam is.
Do it one more time smooth.
Oh, okay.
One more time smooth.
Let me get the radio voice out.
Yeah.
Dr. Brennan teaches Negative 11 how to function in the Army, or attempts to. Some VCRs you just can't fix, and Pyle is the VCR. Negative 11 Pyle kills Sergeant Roaster. Vietnam is hell with some hot bells. Hardcore in one moment, and depressing in another.
That was wonderful. Like when you were saying it before, it was I like that one. That was good.
Yeah,
that was good.
I had to bust out the radio voice.
Yeah, no. Now I'm like, hopefully mine stands up to that. So here goes mine. Kid's heads shaved entering boot. One starts off cray and sucks, then goes cray last day of boot, kills and dies. Main character Joker survives boot, goes to numb, discusses prices for prostitutes with new friend, writes some stories, goes and finds old friend who's made new friends, shoots and walks a bunch, couple new friends die, his old friend dies, Joker and new friends get even. 6 seconds, that one kind of ran on a long time, but I needed it to.
Yeah.
I think yours is better. Like, you thought up on the fly, I wrote this. I didn't spend time on it by any means earlier. I just kind of wrote it out.
My biggest mistake in life, there's a couple of them, but one of them is not doing improv in high school, because I would have fucking crushed it. Like improv speeches and stuff, I would have destroyed that shit.
Yeah.
That's a big regret.
I wish I would have done drama and debate. But
Speech was the shit. I should have done
I did speeches in college and dominated.
Yeah.
Anything else before we jump in? I guess the one last thing before we jump in, this movie is a fucking quote factory, and it has a lot of product that it just dishes out. To do the best to go through them all, like give them their justice, my suggestion is watching the damn movie, because there's just a lot of them. And pretty much the opening scene, I'm just going to recite most of it, because it's just too fucking epic not to set the bar for what the fuck's happening here. So you start off, shows the men getting their head shaved, and I'm assuming the first day of boot camp at Marine Corps Recruiting Depot on Parris Island, South Carolina. Drill instructor Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, played by Ronald Lee Ermey, was an actual drill instructor in the U.S. Marine Corps. He was a Staff Sergeant E6 and then retired in 71 due to several injuries. He was given an honorary promotion, Gunnery Sergeant E7 in 2002, just because of, like, I'm guessing from this role.
You probably got so many people to sign up for the military.
Yeah.
Also a voice pack for Call of Duty Ghosts in 2013. He would narrate your Call of Duty games.
Interesting.
Which is a lot of fun. And Snoop Dogg was a part of that, too.
His whole opening monologue from this movie can be quoted, and it's super comedic, so I have to go through at least the first few lines.
You can do an impression?
Yeah, you should do like the recruits, and I could be the gunnery thing.
All right. I say, you know what? We should flip. We should do it once, then flip and see who does it better.
That's going to take the whole thing. Well, the next one, we pull it up, and then like I'll be Pyle, and then you be gunnery or something like that. And then, for right now, yeah, you be recruits. I'm gonna go first here. Okay. So, I don't know if you see the like first lines, Gunnery Sergeant. I am Gunnery Sergeant Hartman. Yep. You see that? All right, you ready for that? Yep. So, recruits. All right. So the opening lines to the movie go as such. I'm Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, your senior drill instructor. From now on, you will speak only when spoken to, and the first and last words out of your filthy sewers will be sir. Do you maggots understand that?
Sir, yes, sir.
Bullshit, I can't hear you. Sound off like you got a pair.
Sir, yes, sir.
If you ladies leave my island, if you survive recruit training, you will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death, praying for war. But until that day, you are pukes. You are the lowest form of life on earth. You are not even human fucking beings. You are nothing but unorganized, grabastic pieces of amphibian shit. Because I am hard, you will not like me. But the more you hate me, the more you will learn. I am hard, but I am fair. There is no racial bigotry here. I do not look down on me and her. Here, you are all equally worthless. And my orders are to weed out all non-hackers who don't pack the gear to serve in my beloved Corps. Do you maggots understand that? And I'm sure he says, sir, yes, sir. But yeah, that's just a whole lot to drop out there like that. I just thought it was great. Insane.
Awesome opening.
Yeah, awesome opening. And then I'm like, that's just a chunk of it. There's a lot more like other quotes. Like he just goes off for a while going over the whole thing about the Marine Corps. But then he we run into Leonard Lawrence, played by, who's that Del Tonio guy I couldn't fucking say.
CSI guy.
Vincent.
And no, I don't know.
Yeah, Dan Afario. We'll just go with VD, which is not a great nickname, so we'll just go with Vincent. Or just go on by his name in the episode. So Lawrence, yeah, he looks super nuts. Smile on his face and everything, gets Emery's attention. And there's a whole quote for this one too. This time you can be the sergeant and I'll be, dude, hang on, let me pull it up again real quick.
We won't do role play the whole time.
We're not going to do this the whole time, but just for a couple of these, because it's just fun. Yeah, just for funsies. And if you guys like it, we're like, well, we can do more of these on certain ones. Like, hey, do this scene in this movie. Like, yeah, we'll fuck around. That'd be fun.
Yeah, let us know before. That'd be a great thing with Patreon or comments or anything.
Yeah. I think this, just.
It could be a fun section.
Could be a fun segment.
All right. Do you think I'm cute, Private Pile? Do you think I'm funny?
Sir, no, sir.
Then wipe that disgusting grin off your face.
Sir, yes, sir.
Well, any fucking time, sweetheart.
Sir, I'm trying, sir.
Private Pile, I'm gonna give you 3 seconds, exactly 3 fucking seconds to wipe that stupid-looking grin off your face, or I will gouge your eyeballs and skull fuck you. 1, 2, 3.
Sir, I can't help it, sir.
Bullshit! Get on your knees, scumbag. Now choke yourself. God damn it. My hand, numbnuts. Don't pull my fucking hand over there. I said choke yourself. Now lean forward and choke yourself. Are you grinning, though?
Are you through grinning?
Bullshit, I can't hear you.
No, I said, are you through? No. Go back to, are you through grinning? Start there.
No, we gotta keep that in there, you loud. Are you through grinning?
Sir, yes, sir.
Bullshit, I can't hear you.
Sir, yes, sir.
Bullshit, I still can't hear you. Sounds like you got a pair.
Sir, yes, sir.
That's enough. Get on your feet, Private Pile. You had the best square your ass away and start shitting me. Tuffy cufflinks, or I will definitely fuck you up.
Tuffy cufflinks. He said Tuffy cufflinks. That's what I say. Sir, yes, sir. What's that? Okay, well, that was fun. So anyway.
No, what is the better sergeant?
Yeah, I think you nailed it there at the beginning. I think you might have done your first flow was like, damn, yeah. The Tuffy cufflinks. that was great.
I might chat things I'm dyslexic.
Hey, I'm I stumbled too. So, yeah. It's not like we're actors who are trying, when was the last time they ever read a script? I think that's one of the first times I ever had. So.
Okay, you're finally doing drama.
Look at that, yeah. Alright, so the narrator's talking, who is the voice of Joker. And they're running in formation. They're doing an 8-week course for the phony tough and the crazy brave. I'm not going to do all the specific quotes for all of it because there's just so fucking many. I'll just try to add them in like that.
Problem. You just can't.
Yeah, I might as well just type the whole fucking script in because it's just almost every fucking line you can just be like, oh, that's quotable. Like almost every fucking one's quotable. I'm not even kidding.
I mean, that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's a nice complaint to have. It's not even a complaint. I'm just calling it like it is. So they're like standing in formation. The narrator's talking. They're running in formation. The 8-week course, phony, tough, and crazy brave. They're all like in formation. And Leonard keeps fucking up, and Sarge starts calling him Gomer Pile. Slaps the shit out of him a few times. And I feel like he takes well because them slaps look legit as fuck. And then he makes him march with his pants down. It's just like a montage of Pile keep fucking it up. And
poor Pile, man. I feel bad for him.
Him going through a lot of shit. So this is. I'm like, I'm just now mentioning this huge pile of shit that Pile has to endure because he is
he's not.
He's just not made for you might have were they recruited at this point? Were they drafted at this point?
Yeah, he might have been drafted, but Marines is special. I feel like you got to have a little should we
just me for the grinder
do the special training for this guy because also I guess mental health wasn't the hugest priority back in the day.
You want some psychos on the front line.
Oh yeah, but Private Pile is especially. Yeah, compared to everyone else, he's totally off his rocker. You would talk to that dude for 15 minutes. You'd be like, wait, should we get this guy already done?
What's so strange about this man here?
Yeah, even for the craziness of the Marines, I think he's still. What is no Marines? Have you had Private Pile in your?
Yeah, did you know a Private Pile? Was he scary or or the guy that is always fucked up? I've heard of people the guy that always fucked up.
I would be Private Pile because I'm an uncoordinated piece of shit. I would have a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, I don't think I'd fare too much better anymore these days. So they're big long montage. They're going over the rifle. This one night comes up. I think I'm skipping a lot here. This one night comes up and the sergeant has them sleep with their rifle because it's the only pussy they're going to be getting. The rifle, like the only one they're going to be sleeping with is their rifle.
Great joke. Great joke.
And he has them like do that prayer in bed. I just love it before there's like prayers before sleep. All the recruits start chanting, "This is my rifle. There are many like it, but this one's mine. My rifle is my best friend. It is my life. I must master it as I must master my life. Without me, my rifle is useless. Without my rifle, I am useless. I must fire my rifle true. I must shoot straighter than my enemy who is trying to kill me. I must shoot him before he shoots me. I will. Before God, I swear this creed. My rifle and myself are defenders of my country. We are the masters of our enemy. We are the saviors of my life. So be it until there is no enemy but peace. Amen." That's crazy. No enemy but peace. Basically, though, like the prayers and all the shit that like the sergeant's saying is just programming people to kill. And I just found it strange. You know, I listen to a lot of true crime stuff, podcasts, YouTube shows, all kinds of stuff. And it seems like a lot of the serial killers, especially around like the 70s and 80s, 90s, all of them had some military training. A good majority of them seem like.
Even this movie points it out later with Harvey Oswald. Right. Like, I was sitting there and I'm like, this isn't a brag day. This should scare you. This should be why you should be looking at these guys more. It's because one of them killed the president. Like, he's literally the leader of your whole operation. Like, can you imagine if, like, McDonald's kept training people on how to, like, I don't know, fling burgers at people, and then
they just like kick them out after like their term of service and don't give them any like sort of adequate enough health care to like provide them with, you know, de-escalating their like killer mind. Like, all right, hey man, you don't have to go ahead.
You don't have to kill anymore, man.
You don't have to kill anymore, man. You can just go chill out, you know. I know it's like real hard on you, but like we got you some support.
The equivalent of society shaking up a soda and giving it to someone.
Yeah, like just putting it back out there. It's like, hey, just just.
Again, like I'm not opposed to like we live in the United States. We have a gargantuan military budget.
Yeah,
but like at least give the veterans some help when they get home. You know what I mean?
I mean, complete and total help.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. There should just be hospitals full of them, just well taken care of, everything they need.
Places for them to stay, like the whole operation.
They got it. Like, oh, we had you housed and fed up, whatever, while you're in. Well, got you while you're out, too.
Yeah.
Like. Yep, I'm right there with you. I hear this shit. Bullshit. We're going to more training, more drills. They got obstacle courses now. Sergeant's constantly on Pyle's ass, singling him out, constantly insulting him. He gets a lot of insults, like a lot of insults. He struggles the whole way through.
Stuck on himself in one.
Yeah, he was like having to walk with his drawers, with his pants around his ankles, sucking his thumb. I just kind of skipped through a lot there because there's more. Don't worry, more's coming. Because we can get specific all day with all the specific insults because there's a fuck ton of them. Like,
and some of them are, I'll say this, not appropriate for us to say it. I don't know if this movie is made. Even our main protagonist says really offensive shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, even for the 80s, I guess they're doing the set. I don't know, man. I'm very mixed on it.
I remember in the 90s, all the kids at school were reciting this movie, and I had never seen it. So I just, I had no idea where a lot of this was coming from. But now I'm like older, I'm like, oh, this is where all the kids are getting that. Like, oh, they had older brothers and shit that showed them.
I think it's interesting. Like, I think about, what do you call it? Gran Torino in this way, where Clint Eastwood, he's that old man, and he's like a guy you're not supposed to like initially in that movie. That movie's fantastic, by the way. But he says the G word about Koreans or whatever.
Yeah.
But you're not supposed to like him. He's not a good guy. You're supposed to, you know what I mean? But in this movie, we're supposed to like our main guy, and he throws that word around.
Yeah.
So I think it shows the changing of the times.
And it's like a time of war. Almost every time of war, you have some sort of derogatory term placed on the enemy. Just so that, it just helps dehumanize them even more to define him as an enemy.
As this guy who's supposed to be so empathetic and caring, like, the duality of men or whatever. I don't think he should have used it. I think he should have been above that.
Yeah, it should have been. I do agree.
I really feel like you're going to do this movie about World War II. Because nobody's going to be like, World War II is an unjust thing. Like,
oh, yeah. I mean, they have, like, the Jerrys and, like, the fucking,
Yeah, but, like, nobody...
But, like, back then, that same as...
But they're Nazis, dude. Like, they're like way more evil.
It doesn't. There's still an enemy and a group of people that have different views.
Yeah, but Nazis are like they were being dicks.
Okay,
like, we're the dicks in this situation.
I get it, but they had we had our propaganda how bad they were. They had propaganda about how bad we were. It's just it's all in our heads. And they call us Jerry's and Or we called them Jerry's and they called us, Yankees and stuff.
I just think it's more salt on the wound with Vietnam, just because like it was.
Well, it just got more vulgar. It's from a different time period. Like back then, it might have been.
That's not make it right though. It doesn't make it right. You can still.
I know none of it's right. War is terrible. There's no rights in war. Is there anything right in war?
I think World War II is different though, because like those motherfuckers are trying to take over the planet, dude. And they were throwing dudes in
I have no idea.
There's a way more just reason for World War II than Vietnam. Like Vietnam's just like, oh, there's communists. Oh no, another type of government with lights out and down. Oh no, it's kind of cool. And we bombed Cambodia. Well, we're not even Vietnam. It's a different country. Yeah, it has so many bombs on it, the most bombed place ever, just for supporting. What is it? Well, I'm gonna fuck this up. The South Vietnam.
North Vietnamese.
Whatever. They were sort of supporting the anti-American side, and we bombed them to oblivion. So
the North Vietnamese with it, North Viet Cong. The enemies
we dropped
in the war.
more bombs on Cambodia than all World War II.
Yeah, I remember hearing some crazy facts about that.
So it's just it's not just. This worse has never happened.
Yeah.
And the most fucked up part is that we drafted people of color into the army to go shoot other people of color.
Yeah.
And we didn't even treat them right back here. So imagine shooting people for a country that treats you like shit. That is fucking terrible.
Yeah, the whole thing is just a fucking mess.
But with that said, Vietnam, really cool aesthetically. Love all the army. They look fucking awesome. The M16 looks really fucking cool. The Huey helicopter gets my dick hard. And every single scene I ever will see it in.
Yeah, that helicopter itself, that's just a modern marvel of sheer awesome technology and function.
It's the Warthog it's the Halo Warthog of the sky.
Yeah, it is a pretty fucking mean piece of machinery there. So, we'll get back into the
movie. Yeah.
The movie here, a little bit. We're gonna have some few segues, because I grew up in the 90s and shit. There was war movies everywhere. I was all amped about it. I wanted to go into the army and be all Mr. fucking GI, killer and stuff. It was stupid. But I was I got bit on the hype of it.
Yeah, there's a great quote where it's every fan of war has never been to war.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Say World War II happened in the 90s and virtually every dude in their 20s went to war. F Minecraft and all those games. Well, I guess Minecraft is super popular, but all those the chiller games would be way instead of Call of Duty. Because nobody wants to relive all that peaceful games. It would just be a lot more peaceful games.
All the war stuff.
I don't want to relive that trauma.
Let's have this game extreme garden planting. And they just who can grow the biggest watermelon or something.
House Simulator or House Flipper would have happened 20 years ago. Or Power Wash Simulator.
Yeah, Power Wash Simulator. Yeah, just chill. Yeah. There's a lawn mowing simulator I tried. It was terrible.
Instead of Doom and stuff. Because it's we were 50 years removed from World War II, where virtually, the average person had a fucked up experience. So, in Vietnam, it's only, not everybody got a sense of that. But,
that's true. And, what they have after Vietnam? Pac-Man. Just chill stuff, man.
Where you, blow up dragons, I know, we don't need.
Yeah, let's go fantasy. Let's do some, Dungeons and Dragons for the next, throughout the 80s. Let's try to just go in a fantasy world after this. After we saw all the crazy shit while we were tripping in the 70s and stuff, let's just D&D, man. Do some Pac-Man.
We'll make a couple Terminator and Alien movies.
Yeah, let's just switch this up a little bit. Yeah, because that sucked. That was no fun. Huh? I wonder if that is actually a thing.
Yeah,
we might be onto something there. So. There are more drills. Drill sergeant's just fucking a regular wordsmith coming up with all the insults for everyone. There's a whole lot in here again. I'm not going to go through all of them. Watch the movie. I'm just kind of picking and choosing. We're coming up to the wall, I think, here. So, more training and drills, obstacle courses, blah, blah, blah. And so, one of the obstacle courses is a big, tall ladder, wide. It's a big ladder made out of fence posts or something like that. So, and sergeant's on the top. It looks like he's been up there a while because I'm his crack, he don't look comfortable.
Why did he stop? Is he a computer with froze? What? I don't know.
What are you talking about? You're talking about
Pile?
Pile?
Yeah, just
because he's a huge pile. So he's afraid of heights. Can't swing his leg over. Yeah.
And then my other thing is, what does this mean? I need this, bro. I wrote this down. And I'm what the fuck? When you really think about it, what does this mean?
What?
I will motivate you, Private Pile. It short dicks every cannibal on the Congo. What does short dicks every cannibal on the Congo? What does that mean?
I'm guessing that even with his short dick, I don't know.
I don't know. That doesn't mean anything.
It's probably just something for him to be what the fuck does that even mean?
Yeah. I was sitting there I really tried to sit there and be what?
He's talking about how short his dick is right now because he's all been cramped up on that board for yelling at everybody that's running through.
Like at every cannibal of the Congo, like what did the Congo do?
We'll have to go through the whole quote here.
It's so random.
Figure it out.
So random.
But yeah, he's like usually a flawless wordsmith. Maybe he might skip up.
All right.
Every master has like slip up every now and then.
I mean, this is my last take of the week. All right.
Okay.
Are you quitting on me? Well, are you? Then quit, you slimy, fucking, walrus-looking piece of shit. Get the fuck off my obstacle. Get the fuck down off my obstacle. Now move it, or I'm going to rip your balls off so you can't contaminate the rest of the fucking world. I will motivate you, Private Pile, even if it short dicks every cannibal on the Congo.
Okay, yeah, so now with that reading, it goes, if it's short dicks, like, so instead of getting that long dick, it's just...
What is it?
No.
Because he's pointing at...
I'm trying.
Pile, I don't like. What is no, guys? I mean, you know what this means?
Yeah,
You've ever
can you
heard
translate?
Short dicks.
Let's punch that into the AI so that it comes up like, I know it's gonna be lewd, but we just need to know what this means, please. Like,
yeah, or come up with your own.
Whatever, something. Then it goes to a scene where Joker's getting drilled by Sarge about his religious beliefs, asking him if he believes in the Virgin Mary. There's a huge long quote for this, but for now, we're just gonna keep on going. Tells Sarge how it is, and stands up to him basically, like, just stand up for the beliefs, and he's like, Private Snowball! And he comes running up, and he's
and I
like,
gotta talk about,
are you squad leader? And he's like, yeah. He's like, not anymore. Makes Private Joker squad leader and makes him personally responsible for Pile. And I'm like, that's just like probably like the nicest thing he's probably ever done. Like, to all of those guys. It doesn't in such a violent and vulgar way, but it's heartwarming, kind of.
Yeah.
What do you have to say?
I gotta say it. Talk about Snowball. Like when a dog gets peanut butter stuck in his mouth or something, and it's like that.
Yeah.
It's like that's what Snowball sounds like when he comes over in this scene.
Doesn't he?
I was just like, what is this delivery, dude? Like, I think he's yelling, but it sounded like,
I didn't catch that first. Maybe he's just like, I'm so tired from my day being yelled at. Whatever I say is gonna be wrong, and I'm fucked. Like, here we go.
I just like, you go re-listen to that scene.
I'll have to check it out again. How he got his name? He's like, oh, I'm Private Brown. He's like, bullshit, you're Private Snowball. Like, whatever. And I think he's the one that's like, how tall are you, Private Snowball? He's like, 5'10" or something like that. 5'11", I didn't know they stacked shit that high or something like that.
They stacked shit so high, so.
Yeah, but that was Private Snowball. Joker now is just tutoring Pile, and
I need a Joker in my life. I would love to just have, like, I don't know, some robot or some mentor who's just like, no, this is how you do it.
One of my top liver, you just like move out of the sticks and I'll fucking teach you how shit is.
Yeah, see, but you're out in the city, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well.
Jared Bear's like, why would you want to cook an egg? I can cook the egg.
Yeah, I'll be like, here's how to fucking cook an egg. Now you cook me some eggs. I'm fucking tired of it.
I have never cooked an egg on the stove.
Yeah, we'll get that fucking done. We can make it like another show sometime, like, brother teaching brother how to do stuff.
Bros, one stove. Oh, that rhymes.
There you go. We do that next. Oh, I can do all kinds of recipes and show you how to cook while I'm doing it. Bam. Got our second show already working. Anyway, he basically tutors Pile, practices with them, a whole bunch of extra when they have free time. But he's just always got some strange facial expressions going on, and like weird smile.
Funny, very funny.
It's like not funny. It's terrifying and like it's just cringe and like I just like I would be so mad if I got that fucking responsibility to have to deal with this guy. Like, fuck my entire life.
I feel bad for Pile.
I'm like, it's hard enough just to be able to fucking handle your own shit, let alone fucking...
But I love this idea of Private Pile basically becoming like a Far Cry protagonist, wiping out the U.S. military, and then he sent Joker after to like hunt... Or maybe
no, just like he just hears rumors about this fucking savage soldier out there in the field just tearing up the, North Vietnamese forces, and then like he goes out to go check out who this is and get a, interview on him in his fucking Pile. Like, he's like, thanks, bro, for all you teaching me and help. Like, thank you, man.
No, I like to think it'd be darker. Like, I gotta say this for the end. So I gotta be like, I'm the better soldier. Or so, like he kind of like, you know what I mean? Like the ego he's totally shit about this whole training thing. Yeah. Send him the nod, and he just destroys all these other Marines, and he's like, I was better, but I am the better killer or something. Yeah, like he just puts stats up like just beyond everyone else's. Like I told you, he's like that dude in World War II killed like 500 people. Like this real guy, by the way, like killed like 500 people, and he killed like one dude with a bow in World War II. with a fucking bow and arrow and like a rock in his bare hand, like just crazy shit, like video game character. And I'm like, and Pyle wasn't that badass, but like up there, and I love the idea of him just being like, I was the better soul. Like you guys shit on me that whole time, and said I was nothing. But now you are nothing. You are the dirt. You know.
So there's more drills, more like lewd songs while running. All the little rhymes he's got. He's just the wordsmith of all wordsmiths, just a true poet. Back in the barracks, Private Pyle leaves his footlocker unlocked while they're doing some inspection of nails and stuff. They're all standing on their footlocker. Sarge notices that his footlocker's unlocked. So Sarge starts ripping through it, finds a jelly donut, and says that he hasn't got through to Pyle. Like all the stuff he's done, he hasn't got through to Pyle because of everyone else. It's because you all, man, aren't helping me. So instead of disciplining Pyle, I'm going to start disciplining the rest of you. That might provide some incentive for you all to do better and helping me help him. Basically. So like, get down on your faces and make them do push-ups while Pyle eats the donut that was found.
Do you think they made him keep doing push-ups until he finished the donut?
I'm guessing that's what it was. And probably a little bit afterward, too.
Do you think everybody would have been like, hurry up, Daddy?
Oh, no, I'm sure. I've been disciplined for other people's fuck-ups in like football and all this shit. Like, you know, it's just like, fucking damn it, you know? Like, yeah, it sucks. Then it goes to like the next day and help Pyle get dressed. Because he's always like sloppy uniform. He's just sitting there like looking at me. Just super fucking creepy, mouth all hanging open, tongue like flopping around. I feel like, I don't know.
And he says like, I need help, and I'm like, psychiatric help.
Yeah.
That's my throwback.
Yeah, right? It's like everyone hates me now. He's like, no, they don't, but you just keep messing up.
Try to get your shit together, man.
And it goes to them outside doing extra push-ups while Pyle's sitting there on not extra push-ups, they're doing like a bodybuilder or something like that. So extra PT, one or the other. And Pyle's just sitting on some stand, sucking his thumb. It's just, that'd just be a nightmare to have him in your fucking unit. I'm sure there's always somebody in everyone's unit, like that one guy.
There's always a private Pyle.
Yeah, there's always a guy.
It's like the multiverse.
Let us know who y'all had service. It's just, is that true? Is there always a private Pyle? Because I just imagine probably every group there is a Pyle.
You know what's fucked up of like maybe there isn't one, but like Sergeant's like, well, I gotta have an enemy to unite all these guys. So like some poor staff who's actually not too bad.
Yeah, like maybe they actually let one like weirdo in all the groups. So like make sure. Maybe that's fine.
Like nowadays, after this movie came out, like the military has a codename Private Pyle. Like,
yeah, we got to get you on like during training. Like,
I got the perfect guy.
You can scrub him out. I got this fucking.
This guy's eggs are scrambled. Don't let him have a gun. Don't let him have a gun, but make him go.
Make sure you have non-live rounds anywhere near.
Like he's fucking crazy, but you'll love shit.
Yeah,
he's great.
So after the last one, they're doing extra PT. He's sucking his thumb. I think it goes like later, maybe that night or a few nights later. I'm sure if you're fucking up more. They do the good old soap in the sock trick, but this is like a soap in the towel. And yeah, they strap him down with the towel. Everyone in the whole, I'm guessing, I think it's platoon, right?
Yeah.
The whole platoon unit, fucking all go up and everyone beats on him. Like at least gets one hit on him. So it's just getting.
It's so sad. Like especially when Joker does it, I'm like, oh man, I was really hoping he wasn't gonna do it. And like we kind of.
Yeah, and like the thing is, like he hesitated to it, and everybody only hit once. You only had to hit him once. Joker was up like 7 times. He was like bam, bam, bam.
A light hit too.
Yeah, no, he just went off. I was just like, well, I mean, he's had to be the one like responsible.
He kind of had to overdo it, so like he's been buddy with the guy or whatever.
It had to been like he's been having to take the worst of it, pretty much. You know,
I just feel bad for Pyle, and I feel bad for him. Like,
yeah, Joker
had to be in that situation.
And like, yeah, they all dip back to their bunks real fast.
Very
and like,
cool
he's just like wailing and crying. Oh yeah. And yeah, dude looked really just, I felt legit and just like the right position of the camera and everything. And they were, he's all crying and wailing, and it shows Joker back in his bunk just holding his ears because he just can't handle it.
It's just so sad.
Yeah, it's kind of tough. Like the position he had to be in for that, yeah, it just sucks. Do you think he was wrong for doing that?
I think he didn't have to participate. I think he could have really.
No, everyone has to participate.
I think
everyone goes down, they all go. Everyone's in, they all go down.
You gotta like do a light hit or something. You only had to do one, and it could have been a light hitter. Like you don't like he really.
And you wouldn't do it and be shunned by everybody else. No, you gotta get it done.
You gotta. I don't know, man. Like he stands his ground throughout the rest of this movie, or at least attempts. Like I think
he was standing his ground. Like I mean.
Like he should have. Like
that's kind of what it is.
The outsider, man. You got to be hated something. Like, stand on your moral ground, man.
I mean, I don't think since he got
Like,
drafted. I don't think they can like leave. No,
they're stuck there. But like,
yeah.
I don't know. Is it like? I guess it's the question. Is it worse social ostracization? Well, that's not the word. You know the word.
Ostracization.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you know the word where you be the social outcast. Is it worse being a social outcast to do the right thing?
I mean, was it the wrong thing though?
I think it would. Well, I don't think Pyle should be here at all.
Yeah.
So like that's.
But like him getting punished, everyone else getting punished. It's just like, get your shit together, bud. But he's like mentally incapable of like, yeah.
So it's fucked up.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked up.
More when you like break it down.
Especially back in those days, though, it's just a whole different mindset of you know people. Mental health was barely even talked about. They still called it shell shock, but now they call it.
I didn't know what a psychiatrist was until 2019. Like, what you can go to a counselor who gives you meds for your brain chemistry? What? You have bipolar? Like what?
Yeah.
You know, so like, there's no fucking way they were talking about that shit back
then. No, I think they still call it, PTSD, shell shock and stuff like that, I'm sure.
So it's like, in the movie realm, maybe.
I think PTSD did come out, like, actually in Nam. Like, that was starting to be a thing. Or
like
right after Nam.
Like, I guess the greatest generations, they don't look at these fucking pansies.
Yeah. Like,
we just drank our problems away.
And beat our lives and stuff.
Yeah.
And enjoyed the high life of...
Had the greatest economic opportunity.
Yeah. Just fucking got everything. And
everybody died. So there's all these jobs available in housing.
Yeah.
And then paint was the shit. So I guess our official, at the time, maybe morally justified.
Yes.
Nowadays,
at the time, yes. I think,
now,
that's a good way to put it. Yeah. Right now, like, come on. Either just send them out or just, there's other ways to solve it now. Back then, I'm like, it's a thing.
They didn't know better. They didn't know no better. They were eating the lead paint and the paint chips. They had
huffing in all that secondhand smoke throughout the whole life.
Cigarette will make me healthy.
Yeah, I'm sure their moms were all on radium makeup and stuff back in the day. They had that big thing going around there for a long time. They put radium and everything. I don't know if you're aware of that. It's crazy. Oh, yeah. After Pyle's beating, they're standing in formation, and they recite, "More turned me into a killer, brainwashing."
Kill, 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 with the zoom in on Pyle's face looking all menacing.
Yeah, and he's just staring off blankly, not saying anything, as everyone else reciting the brainwashing. And then it goes to them assembled for a lesson that Sarge gives, and he asked who certain killers were. He asked about Charles Whitman, Lee Harvey Oswald, and Audie Murphy. Charles Whitman was the Texas Tower shooting in 1966. Lee Harvey Oswald was the JFK assassin in 1963, and Audie Murphy was the most decorated combat soldier of World War II, earning 33 medals and decorations, including the Medal of Honor, Distinguished Service Cross, Silver Star, and the Legion of Merit. That later became a famous actor and starred in over 40 films from 1948 to 1969.
Badass.
I know, right? I had to put that little thing in there. So I'm like, who the fuck's Audie Murphy? And basically, he just said that because they're all impressive examples of the killing effectiveness of Marines.
You think you could have somebody else? You think there's like 3 other Marines who didn't go off and kill civilians and ended up all fucked up?
Yeah.
Or the president?
I know, Dan covered one that was like some badass in fucking Nam. But I think he was an Army guy. He's an Army Ranger or something, so yeah, not a Marine. Damn. Anyway, so... yeah, basically all effective killing machines, and like once you leave that island, you'll be as effective at killing as these guys are. Then it goes to them in formation, I think, in their bunks at Christmas, and they do a little "Happy Birthday to Jesus" song for Christmas that ends with like, "Your heart can belong to Jesus, but your ass belongs to the Marine Corps," which is just
great line.
Yeah, great line.
And then another one is, "God plays his games, we play ours."
Which is a good one. We could quote this whole fucking movie.
It would just be quotes.
Yeah, we just read the script. Like, let us know if you want, Patreons, let us know if you want that. We'll just fucking read the script.
It's kind of like the problem with the movie is like it goes either way, where nothing really exciting happens, so we have nothing to talk about.
Yeah.
Or it's just so good that we would just take all day to talk about it. So it's like you kind of want in between, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I feel like these notes are shorter, but we've already talked a lot about it, and we're only on, like, I'm just glazing into page 3.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of talking points, I feel like, and like a lot of interesting things to discuss.
It's a good movie. I guess it's interesting, like,
how we went into it, but like we were also confused because we watched those 2 movies the same night, so I think it overlapped in our brains. It was a fun surprise because I thought it was just going to be some like meh.
Like, I wrote about 10% of the notes I did for The Prestige for this, so it is interesting to see how it shakes out.
Yeah, I'm
like 2 page
shorter than what I usually have written for all the other episodes. I have like 9 pages of notes. So after that, they're in the barracks again, like some other thing, or some time passes. So they're in the barracks. There's two weapons made. So Joker sees Pyle talking to his rifle, all like creep-like, but there was a scene where he wants you to talk to your rifle, love your rifle, like get acquainted with your rifle, all that stuff. So he was doing it, but he was doing it real creepy-like. And then Joker and Cowboy are in the bathroom mopping. With what seems to be one toilet for each man there. It's like it seemed odd.
A lot of toilets.
A lot of toilets. One for each man. Like, everyone shits right now, this second, and then now everyone pees, or like, I don't know. Like,
they should have cleaned it a little better. Well, they should have made it more dirty. You just seen like, what do you...
Well, no, because it's fucking... They do that shit every fucking day. It's always spotless. That's just one of those things. And then, even though it's spotless, they'll make them get on their hands and knees and scrub it even more spotless. Like, it's just a thing. I don't know if they do that in today's, but, like, who knows? And so they're mopping in the bathroom. Cowboy's like, doesn't think Leonard can hack it, that he's a Section 8. Cowboy's just like, yeah, probably. And so, I'll explain later what a Section 8 is, so we'll get into that, because I had to look it up. It comes up again, so I'll explain it then later.
We gotta talk about... Can I tube stick your sister? What a weird...
See, that's what I was like, it's just back in, like, especially military humor and stuff like that, or, like, even back in the day, locker room or latrine humor, just talking stupid shit.
It's
like,
weird. It is a weird...
It's like, oh, can I get your sister? Just fucking with them.
Tube sticks are weird.
I know.
And then the guy's selling off his sister, essentially, being like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I know.
Candy bar
it's like, it just shows, like, the lewd and bullshit stuff that they're just yakking about for just being... I'm pretty sure it's almost like sailor talk and stuff. It's just like you try hard to like push the bounds of like what the fuck is acceptable.
It was just very fun.
It just shows like close camaraderie. They're just fucking around. Of course, you're not gonna sell a sister, but they're just talking shit. Something to just humor themselves in this fucking shitty existence they found themselves in. That's what I'm guessing. So they're out of the shooting range. And Pyle is being just a fucking ace out there, just lighting everything up. And Sarge gives him his first compliment, like, oh, something I think that you can do right, Pyle. So I was like, oh shit, his first compliment. Then they're in formation, and Sarge asks him a bunch of these questions, which again, I wanted to code it, but it's just a whole long thing. Go watch the damn movie. Sarge starts drilling him with questions. He's just fucking firing off answers.
This is like the one time where Pyle's like normal.
Like fucking not even normal, like extra. Even fucking
he did better than Joker.
Yeah, Joker fucking failed on his one of his questions. Here comes Pyle, just like just firing off.
Sarge's like, I'm proud of you.
Like, holy shit! Finally, we're getting somewhere with your ass. Sarge kind of like gives one or two more of those kinds of compliments, just like, for fuck's sake, about fucking time, blah blah blah. So I just like, good for you. It's awesome. So then it comes the day they fucking graduate, as Marines. And Sarge is there telling the platoon, just going to kind of summarize it. But Sarge is telling the platoon, after, they do the whole graduating march and stuff, Sarge is telling the platoon their assignments or jobs, that they're going to have, I'm guessing, going into specialized training for, and then go off to do as Marines. Joker gets journalism, and Sarge is like, you think you're some kind of a writer, Joker? Joker responds, I used to write for my high school newspaper. Sarge's like, oh, fuck that, you're a killer. And he's like, sir, yes, sir. You're not a writer, you're a fucking killer first, and then you can write. That's what I have to drill into your fucking head. And he goes to Pyle, and he's all staring off blankly, and doesn't answer the first time Sarge asks, like, him to sound off like, Private Pyle, and he's supposed to say, sir, yes, sir. And he's just sitting there staring off like, all crazy.
You forget your fucking name?
Yeah, you forget your fucking name? He's like, sir, no, sir. Then why didn't you answer the first time? I don't know, sir. But then Sarge goes, 0300, infantry. You made it. Can't believe you done did it. But another fucking little compliment at the end. You made it. The way he said it just kind of sounded like, there you go, buddy.
Fucking miracle.
Yeah, miracle, but you turned out, you're there. You're a fucking Marine. So I just thought it was like, the way he did it, and like how big, how much of a Pyle was, I thought he was being real nice about it. I don't know. The whole time, we kind of ended out like, okay, he's hard on you, but look what kind of fucking machine he made out of you, even though you're still doing the weird stare-offs with your mouth hanging open, all weird, wiggly.
You think like Pyle's like, I don't know.
When did he decide? When did he decide? Like, before the compliments? Like, I'm killing him. And then the compliments came? He's like, nah, man, I'm still gonna kill him. He's like, fuck you, dude.
The wall or something.
You talked about my mama that one time. You're like, dude. Yeah, I don't know. So it goes to the last night that they're on the island before they get shipped off to their new job. I'm guessing it's, again, training before they go off to the actual where they're stations. It's the last night they're on the island, and Joker has fire watch, which I'm guessing, like hall monitor for the fucking barracks. He goes in to check the bathrooms, and Pyle's in there looking extra crazy. Like, this is the craziest of the crazy. We get him sitting on the toilet, extra crazy, crazy, crazy. Loading his fucking magazine to his rifle. And Joker's all shook, asking him if those are live rounds, and Pyle responds, 7.62 millimeter full metal jacket.
The movie title.
Yeah. So, we get the movie title. Bam, here we go. Oh, we should do that from now on, too. Like, movie title. And then, so Joker says if Sarge comes in, finds them, that they're going to be in a world of shit. And he responds, I am in a world of shit.
Oh, no. And, he's not wrong. This is, this reminds me of my football coach, where he's like, he said, if you don't want to be here, then leave. And I didn't show up to the next practice. He was like, why? I don't want to be here. And he stopped saying that after. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
I've heard that plenty of times, and I'm like, I don't want to be here. Fuck this. Like, I knew the ones he's referring to. But I'm like, I hope they leave. So, like, gets him out of my fucking way. And then Pyle goes off to, like, one of the little drills with his gun loaded, all screaming the words, and Sergeant Hartman comes storming out of his room in his drawers, a t-shirt, and his hat. You gotta have your hat on your head when you're yelling at these motherfuckers. I just thought that was kind of funny. He had his hat on. Someone's in the bathroom.
What is this Mickey Mouse bullshit?
Yeah, what is this Mickey Mouse bullshit? But like, storming in the bathroom, but all the other Marines are going to check out what's going on. He's like, oh, you fucks, get back in your bed, or something like shit like that. And then he's like, storms in, what's this Mickey Mouse bullshit? And Sergeant screaming at Joker, like, why is Pyle not in his bunk? Why is he holding a weapon? Why is he, why aren't you stomping in his guts? And he's like, it's my job as a private to inform the sergeant that Pyle's gun is loaded. Sergeant turns to Pyle and he says, like, he wants that gun. Pyle goes to aim it at Sarge. Sarge starts yelling a bunch of shit at Pyle, and Pyle shoots him. He knew he was going to start blasting.
I just started blasting.
Yeah, he just started blasting. I mean, just one blast, but,
Also, like, horror movie
an effective blast.
When he's like, he's got live ammo.
Yeah.
When you cut the Pyle, and he's just like...
And he's looking fucking crazy.
Yeah, and you're like, yeah, I see why this wasn't handled. Like, it's like ups the ante so much for the sergeant. Like,
yeah.
See what's going on.
Yeah, so Sarge is dead. Pyle turns to Joker and looking at him all crazy, and Joker's like, easy, Leonard. Whoa, man. Leonard, like, turns the gun towards him, and he's just like, hey, man, easy. It's cool. Easy.
Remember when I gave you that milk jug? And
yeah. Remember how I helped you all the time, bro? All that shit? We got through this together. So, yeah, he turns the gun to Joker. He's like, easy, Leonard. Or Joker's like, easy, Leonard. And then Leonard goes to sit down. Wait to see he makes a decision, puts the gun in his mouth, blam! Blasts his head off. So.
I gotta say that, I got two things I gotta say about this person. One, this scene makes way more sense than the one in Joker. Because, like, the guy who caused him all this pain and misery, he shot, and then he shoots himself. I think this makes way more sense than Joker. He's like, he just shoots some random talk show host who did nothing to him and was actually kind of a nice guy.
Yeah.
This actually makes sense, where it's like, this guy's been shitting on him.
Yeah, the one that caused, because if it was Joker, he'd have shot fucking...
Joker would have shot Joker.
Yeah, Joker would have shot Joker.
The guy who gave him the biggest opportunity of his life.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this makes way more sense. That thought crossed my mind watching this. And then the other thing...
Yeah, no, I agree. That's
like, to me, the message of this, the first part of this, and I think I checked, it was like about 45 minutes-ish is the whole boot camp section.
Yeah, about 45, 50 minutes, I think, yeah.
Yeah, it takes up a considerable amount of the movie. It is a little over an hour. Which is neat, for a war movie, I think. I should have gone back and saw, like, We Were Soldiers. They trained in that movie.
Yeah, and then Forrest Gump, they have that training sequence in there.
Like, how much of a percentage of that...
But yeah, We Were Soldiers is all war about, so
like Saving Private Ryan, they spend no time training.
Zero.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to kind of see if this movie is
I was going to say fucking Band of Brothers, but that's a series.
Yeah. But anyhow, the lesson I think I gleaned from it was like, what are we doing to these young men? Like, we're training To me, I think the message would have been better. And again, I'm very next on this because like Private Pyle is fucking hysterical to me. Like, he makes me laugh, all his fucked up faces. And,
it makes me cringe.
I laughed all the time.
I couldn't handle it. I laughed later in the movie. I didn't laugh at any time up until this point.
Anyhow, Private Pyle, I think he should have been, like, normal. I think it's kind of my similar problem with the Joker. It's like, if he would have been a normal guy and turned into a psychopath, I think that makes the message of the movie way better. Because it's like, look, we turned this guy into a monster. He was a normal guy. He was an innocent dude.
Yeah.
A fun-loving Christian boy or whatever the fuck you want to make him. And then we turned him into a fucking psychopath.
Yeah.
But when he's already off, it kind of ruins that message. Because people could throw it away and be like, oh, he was already crazy. He was already a burnt piece of toast before he even got in there.
Yeah, so, I mean,
he should have got burned in the military. He should have had some traumatic ass shit or something.
Well, and that also shown it in a terrible light. All these other guys that went through that training didn't freak out and shoot their drugs.
Yeah, but they're not crazy. There's nothing off about. They're just normal dudes. You should have had a normal dude go crazy.
They all kind of do once you get over there. We don't know some of their stories beforehand. Maybe they're crazy in there too.
Who goes? Well, some
fucking doorman.
I think those guys.
That doorman was nuts.
I think those guys are just racist assholes too.
Yeah,
I think
they're crazy. They might not have been crazy. Maybe they were nice, and they're like, "Oh God." Maybe in their boot camps they converted them to like really racist individuals. Like that's the enemy out there.
Yeah, but again, like I think Pyle should have just been a normal ghost.
Well,
he could have been still a little slow, but I think he should have still been he should have been more close to normal than.
I don't know. I think for how the whole thing felt set up, just like this is good for the story.
Like again, Pyle could end the same exact way where he shoots the sergeant, but I think it should have been more of a jump than being a slow guy. I think it weakens your argument. Like you're trying to show that they're turning these guys into monsters, but like he's already off, so like it just throws it away. Like the military isn't too bad because the only guy who went crazy was the crazy guy.
Was the crazy guy?
Yeah, but like if he wasn't the crazy guy,
I totally hear.
Yeah,
what you're saying.
I think it would have been. It would have gone more with the team.
Yeah, and I think that's an interesting take on it. Yeah. No, I mean, I can see what you mean.
See, people start off the same, and then you add the end.
Oh, and then you add the end. I get you.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a second. So we go to Joker and Raptorman and Nom.
So horny.
Yeah, the famous sex worker scene coming up. Like, oh, we so horny. We love you long time. $15. Like, is that bad to say it like that? Oh no. Yeah, we're not the most PC podcast, but we're going to try to keep it.
We're just references. We're just saying.
We're just references. Yeah, me sucky. They're like $10 a piece.
Talk about the juxtaposition, though, of like this fucked up Pyle scene to like.
Yeah, just like a comedic scene. Just kind of laid back, chilling, bullshit, hair grown back, all that stuff, character to him.
Also, I got to just mention this here because I wrote it here. It's fucked up that we never get a reference to the boot camp part at all. I would have loved if he's like, "How was boot for you?" Like some random guy asked him. He's like,
"I'm sure everybody's like they had their own version of hell." That's what it all Marines.
You saw a dude get shot. You saw a sergeant get shot. That's like
I'm sure they probably saw some other guy shoot some other guy on accident, like a fucking fire range. That shit happen all the time. People fucking misthrow a fucking grenade and blow up. Whatever, this shit happens. I'm sure there's about one dude a year that fucking dies in training.
So if you extrapolate that,
I'm just saying at least one dude a year.
There's like 50,000.
I'm sure there's a metric. I'm not going to debate about it while I don't have sufficient information to actually debate it.
I think it's an oddity. I think that would be it.
You can make assumptions.
Even if it was like a rep, I don't need him to tell the whole story, but be like, yeah, boot was fucked up for me. Or like, I had a bad time with my side. I don't know, just throw a line joke. He's like, you joke in this movie, but like a throwaway joke.
There's like a reference to like, oh, my buddy back from boot. Or back from the island, something like that. So.
Yeah, something like that.
Anyway.
Also, talking about fucked up lore you just have to carry around with you. If you're already in Vietnam, that's fucked up.
No, it's like, that's one of the stories. Like, when you get back home, like, man, I got some stories to tell. You know, if you want to tell a story like that, I'm sure eventually when people are ready, they can tell
before I even left the country.
Shit was fucked from the gate. I was like, man, did you hear about that one guy that like shot the drill instructor? Like, yeah, man, I heard about that.
Like, I saw that.
I was there.
I knew both of those guys.
No, really? Like, yeah, I had to fucking personally train that dumb fuck the whole way through. And it's like, still went nuts. Anyway, that'd be crazy.
It's just something. That'd be cool. That's a fun little scene. Like, they just talk like, did you hear about that? And they're like, I was there.
Yeah. So, they're debating the price. So they both get some, and Joker goes up to stand next to the lady and get a picture taken with her by Raptorman, and some little Vietnamese fucking kung fu guy comes.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah, the Vietnamese Bruce Lee. Ooh, that had a nice flow to it. Come up and snatch the camera from Raptorman, and does a little hoo-ha-ha-ha kung fu thing, and jumps on a fucking motorcycle and like flips him off as they ride off. Like Joker just kind of does a little kung fu silliness back at him and flips him off, but they don't seem to really give a fuck at all.
It's kind of a fun.
I'm pretty sure they're just like, you go to requisitions to get another fucking camera or something like that. Like, what do you fucking do? Because, military industrial complex is probably
like
50,000. Yeah, 50,000 of them just in case. Just because that's what they do. We only have 10,000 photographers, but we'll get 50,000 cameras just because gotta have backups.
The contract,
Yeah. Goes to Joker and Raptorman. They're doing a little walk and talk through the base. And Raptorman's tired of being in the city. He's been in the country 3 months. He wants to go out there and get some trigger time. He wants to go out in the shit. I'm like, you just sound like a motherfucker that ain't ever been out in the shit because nobody really wants that. Unless they, like we were talking about earlier.
I would love the writing job. I wouldn't even backstab. So, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah. Like, fuck, you're like, yes! And Joker's like, yeah, when you die, your mom's gonna come after me. So he's like, no, let's stay away from all that shit. So it goes to Joker and Afterman. Oh, then it goes to them in a meeting for Marine military paper, the Stars and Stripes, like I think Marine military paper, Stars and Stripes. And they're writing stories about the war. They're talking about rumors of possible attack on the Tet New Year celebration, but their CEO is just like, they say that every year and they ain't gonna do it because, like, it's just their biggest celebration. It's like New Year's, Christmas, and something else all balled into one, and 4th of July all balled into one. And so, like, all we're gonna see is a bunch of people stumbling around the streets and people visiting dead relatives. And so the CEO goes over the stories that they were working on, making edits to the stories, making sure things are said in a certain way. The propagandaing. Things like search and destroy get changed to sweep and clear. As one of the new directives from the top, it says they write 2 kinds of stories. Grunts who give half their pay to buy toothbrushes and deodorants winning the hearts and minds, and combat actions that result in a kill.
I got 2 things on this newspaper part.
Okay.
One, how many people read this? I feel like who the fuck is reading?
Tons of people were reading back in the day.
Tons of people?
There was barely even TVs going on back in the day.
There's TV. It was like the first televised war. TV had been around since like...
Yeah, but I'm like, not everybody had one.
Okay, but I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like...
I'm sure lots of people in the military probably read about it. Yeah. That's like mostly written for like them to pamphlets and like magazines that be passed around to the troops so they, people stay informed. Back in World War II, they said you have to go to the movie theater and watch the news reel that they fucking send to your local theater so you can get all the information. Now, like the magazine they'll send or something.
Can you imagine, we just pull that shit up on our phone and we have to like drive to the movie theater?
Yeah, we're like, and that's all we get. So we can't sit there and like, hey, well, this video says this though, and they said it's like, we lost a lot of people in that battle when they just said we
lost 2 dudes.
Lost 2 dudes and won the battle. This one says we lost 200,000 and we're at stalemate. Like, what?
Yeah, everybody.
You just have to like take the word for it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad we have what we have today, but it makes things weird because all of that shit's fucked. It's just hard to decide anything what's real anymore.
Yeah, and then, but the other thing I like about this is like the general being like, well, you might have saw a body or whatever. That whole like. Almost like a mafia thing. Like, come on. You saw somebody get shot. Or...
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, we're getting in there. Yeah. So, we're getting in there. And he wants Joker to change up his story. So, the operation had a kill. Say a sapper or an officer. I don't know what a sapper is. So, hopefully that's not a derogatory term of any kind.
It's a tree fucker.
What?
I'm a sapper.
No, that's not what that is.
Tree sap?
That's terrible.
What? Fucking trees? Maybe they want to be fucked. You don't know what they want. They can't talk. If you learn about the giving tree, it gives more than nuts.
Anyway.
Gives more than apples, you know what I mean?
I thought we're going to keep this a little more highbrow.
We're 2 guys in one film.
Yeah, I guess so. Things are going to get weird every now and then.
Get a little weird.
A little vulgar. A lewd.
I got Redwood, if you know what I mean.
And then, what's his name? Joker's like, why not a general? So the guy's like, want to know how Joker could have not seen anything while he's out on a mission. Just as Joker suggests, like, he go out on one. And then find out. And dude responds, like, I've been out there. I've seen it. That's why he's happy that his duties now, fortunately, keep him here in the back with the gear. That's where you want to be, as far as I've ever heard. If anyone's, like, seen this shit and been out there, they're like, no, that's where you want to be. So it shows fireworks going off for the Tet New Year celebration, and it goes to Joker and the others in the barracks, and he's all talking about how bored he is and how he hasn't even heard one gunshot out of anger in weeks. And they all talk about being in the shit and how none of them actually seen the shit, but this dude named Paycheck, because he's got the 1,000-yard stare, that's how you know that he's been out there.
Do we think Paycheck's been out and shit? We believe Paycheck?
No, I don't believe it at all. I don't think he's just talking shit, because if you've been out in the shit, you'd be in the back corner doing a 1,000-yard stare, just shaking your head at all these dumb fucking kids talking dumb shit. That's what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So, I have met a guy I had worked with, and he had a 1,000-yard stare. That motherfucker was nuts. I seen him drink 2 bottles of whiskey in one night, like big old handles of it, and still walk around like he ain't fucking drink a thing. And he was just insanity. Anyway, they all start hearing loud booms and rumbles, run outside, and they like grab their gear and they're all running down towards this little bunker by the front gate, and all our mortars are going off and shit, blowing up around them.
Fucking cool.
It's pretty.
The amount of like vibes I had and like the shots in this, like in the bunker, like with the
and all the little people would like run around every which way in the background and stuff like that. But they didn't seem like it was just randomly running. Everybody kind of seemed like they had like a mission to do. I don't know.
Is this so? Like, I can't imagine like oh shit's going down. The raid sirens.
Like we're just sitting here laying around doing nothing. We're in a part of the country that it's a ways from the front line. We're just chilling because they're in South Korea at that time. You know, South Vietnam. Excuse me. And
this is crazy. I can't imagine being like, oh shit, shit's going down, man. Fuck, we gotta.
So the enemy sent in like a burning truck to kind of blast through the gate, which seemed unnecessary. The gate didn't seem all that like you need to break the little piece of wood. I don't know. Anyway, they all start running in, just get mowed down, like suicide run attempts to break in, and
not a great plan.
Yeah, not great tactically, but they needed to like the overall offensive. That's what they kind of did all around, just like put pressure on everywhere. And so, they clean house pretty quick and repel the attack. It goes to them, and the CO talking right after the battle. We're all in the meeting room again, the CO talking. They said that the North Vietnamese took advantage of the New Year's ceasefire and began an offensive all around the country, tracking every major strategic installation in the country, overran the U.S. Embassy, and overtook key positions that cut the country in half militarily, for them, supply lines and such. Says that someone said the situation put them on, like, the losing end of the war. Some, like, propaganda was going on out there. Somebody had said something that didn't shine the whole thing. I'll be on the losing end of this war now. That the whole situation is a shit sandwich. And we all got to take a bite. So everyone's getting reassigned now to other shit because they took a big hit. They got to resupply bodies and shit out there. And Joker asked, like, wait, so the celebrity or whatever that was coming earlier that they were talking about isn't coming then, right? Just want to be clear. And then, dude, CO just gives him kind of cold, just like hesitant stare for a second. Oh, you think he's slick? Fuck? Okay. You're getting reassigned up to the shit. And to some, city because they're going to need all the help they can get up there. And he smiles back and nods, and the CO tells him to take off that peace sign button that he's wearing. How is it going to look when his dead body, has a peace sign on it? The war is he just kind of has a defiant look back at the CO about it. The Raptor Man requests permission to go with Joker.
I would have been like, it's like when your little brother tags along. I guess that's me. Yeah. So, like, your little brother, like, oh, come on.
And I'm like, God damn it, no. That's basically
Can I go to your party?
And then Joker requests, that he does not get permission to go with, and CO's just like, I don't know why you're still here. Take Raptor Man with you, and you're responsible for Raptor Man. And it's just like, fuck, goddammit. So it goes to them flying to their new assignment in a helicopter, and Raptor Man's looking super nauseous and starts gagging and shit.
What a pussy. What an absolute, I want to do this shit. I want to immediately.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Don't get me wrong, it's a fucked up scene. It's fucked up shit's happening.
This door's you hear just this M60 just firing, it goes to the doorman. And he's just firing that M16, and every time he's firing, he's like, get some! Every fucking time, every barrage, just with every time he pulls the trigger.
Also, he's like a LinkedIn lunatic where he's like, I got 157 kills.
Yeah, I'm getting there! I was like, you just gotta go with the flow of things. Man. You always jumping the gun.
This is a helicopter scene. It all happens within the helicopter.
Well, yeah, I guess so, but I just I have a flow.
All right.
A flow. And we see Joker, all strapped up with grenades, and Born to Kill written on his helmet with the peace symbol on his fucking
Born to Kill
jacket.
Really cool. Born to Kill fucking.
So he's got all these things, the contradictions on there going. But then it shows the doorman just killing random farmers, and said that anyone who runs is a VC, and anyone who stands still is a well-disciplined VC.
Great line, very funny.
Yeah,
fucked up, but very funny.
And then he laughs all cynically and says they should write a story about him. And Joker's like, why should we write a story about you? And because he's got 157 VC confirmed VC kills and over 50 water buffalo, all certified.
And that's like a LinkedIn, when you brag about your resume, like you were a cashier at McDonald's. Well, I handled the finances of my local McDonald's. I managed 3 other people. You just way over.
And one time somebody had a mischarged payment. in line while there was like 50 people behind him, and I just handled that situation like a pro, you know?
Yeah, like it's like when you overcompensate for your resume, you're like, why you gotta mention the water buffalo?
I'm out here killing.
Is it sometimes
I'll be the best doorman you ever had.
Is it like here we go. Is it a reference to how the American West, we killed all those buffalo for no reason? Is it some little slide?
No, it's probably just because he's just been killing.
Oh.
He just be killing.
Well, buffalo killing was senseless too, you know?
And Joker asks, like, any women and children? He says, sometimes. And Joker's like, asks, how can he kill women and children? And he responds, easy. You just don't lead them as much.
Very funny.
With a big grin on his face and another cynical, evil laugh as he's, ain't war hell, and laughs some more. He's
having a great time.
He's having a great time.
This could have been Pyle.
Yeah, he just loves his fucking job.
Every day I get up and I just shoot civilians, man. Keep me going, brother.
It really makes that beer taste sweet at the end of the day. It really does.
I wonder if I would love to know, we just have to infer this, but like how many of the 157 are actual Viet Cong? Because he's just shooting civilians.
Right.
I'm like 10. Like 10 people shoot at him. I bet he hasn't even really seen the shit. You think somebody would get on him?
Yeah, nobody shot back at him yet, probably. You know?
Yeah. This is before they learned the message. Win the hearts and minds.
This is before he gets sent to be a doorman for Hal Moore, like in the air cab, and just like, I guess that's the Army. God damn it! I crossover.
Can't wait for him to go back to the U.S. Talk about your experience. Oh, I killed women and children.
I just murdered everybody.
Yeah, I just started blasting.
They were moving.
This is the guy. This is the actual guy.
I just started blasting. I feel like I stayed blasting the entire time. So they land and head into the shit. You know, they ask somebody like where this certain unit is with his buddy in it because he's trying to find Cowboy. And they're like, oh yeah, that unit's up there, that way in the shit, just down the road a ways. So the man's filling him in on the situation. Like he's like, mind if I walk with you? So the man fills him in on the situation in the area. Joker's heard some rumor about VC executing civilians. They eventually get to this mass grave and bodies are all covered in lime. It says, the dead only know one thing, that it is better to be alive. That's what that quote is you were talking about.
Great quote. I think it's super powerful. And I just love it. I just love it.
I thought it was like just the way it set up the whole scene and how it comes off. Like, yeah, great delivery, great setup. It's
something I think will stick with you.
Yeah, it definitely created a vibe that, an emotional something going on in there. And then, so Joker's interviewing the guy that's there that knows what happened. And some colonel comes up and starts questioning Joker about Born to Kill on his helmet and the peace symbol on his jacket.
And we need to talk about something real quick, just a side thing. What I noticed, how many photos is his buddy going to take?
Yeah, you've maybe done 3. Like, how much film you got? Like, you carrying around a whole case of fucking just film? Like, with all 50 pictures of the one conversation?
Yeah.
Take a picture for every fucking word said? Like, calm down, bro.
The only thing I can think of is maybe he was, nervous. Like seeing the pit of dead people and it shook him and he was just
maybe
doing a tick kind of a thing.
You're just a little frantic with it.
That was the only way because it's I get taking extra photos if you're a photographer to make sure you don't fuck up. But
yeah, or trying to get the best angle, but you don't even seem readjusting the lens. It doesn't seem you just kind of wiggles this way, wiggles that way, just a little bit. Just
yeah. You think after 9 you would have been. Yeah, or even 9. I got all these. 4, come on, man.
And just sit there just listening or turn around, take some other pictures of people's faces, other angles.
Just anything else.
Just anything.
It's you think this conversation is just hippie.
Zoom in on their face. Stand back from their face.
Anyway. Maybe if there was an important moment, we had just won Vietnam, it's I better take a lot of photos. It's very important. But it's just a conversation over a button.
Yeah, they're signing their fucking defeat papers or something, or surrender papers. No.
Shit, I'm the only photographer here, and it's the most important moment of the war.
Or
I get it.
Get them both standing with the pit in the background instead of up angle to the sky.
Just anything, isn't it? Yeah, it was just weird. It just gets distracted.
So, and Joker's, responding to a superior officer, and he basically says he's trying to send he's asking, what the fuck's up with that? And Joker's like, basically, I'm just trying to send a message about the duality of man. And the Colonel grills him a bit and asks him, what team he's on. He says, I'm on Team America, and that we need to give a certain message and agree that we are on all the same side trying to handle this situation. And Joker agrees basically and salutes the Colonel, and the Colonel salutes back, and then that kind of scene fades out.
And this is where I kind of really like Private Joker, where it's this is my definition of him, of being so mixed, not loving the war. And this is where I was I really like this actor for this role because he isn't so gung-ho. He isn't your typical action jock or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that's what makes him stand out. And that's why, again, you don't really see that in movies. You usually just see the badass.
The chisel jaw, fucking blah, blah.
And it's cool to see the guy himself be I don't really know what I'm doing
kind
here.
of like
what's the purpose?
I'm kind of like a hippie, but I'm also a killer, so I don't know, man.
Like, I would love if we found out if you got drafted. I would love if it was like I was going to go to college. And
I wanted to work. I just wanted to work at my local newspaper, but I got drafted.
Yeah,
so
and then he's forced to be there. And I think that would have
a little
really
pre-story would be nice. So
yeah,
I agree. So they head out. Whatever. They're coming up to this village that he's been looking for with the unit that Cowboy's in. Walks in on Cowboy shaving, and they hug it up for a little while.
And
Cowboy introduces Joker and Rafterman to the rest of the guys, and then the hero of Canton, the man they call Jane, walks up and heckles Joker a bit, which is actually Animal Mother.
And we're gonna say Joker won this debate, right?
Yeah, so we're gonna. I already have that in the notes ready to go. So I'm just gonna start the conversation. Animal Mother's heckling Joker a bit, and he's got looking a mite like Pyle does, with like crazy look in his eye and mouth hanging open and weird movements and shit. And they talk for a bit, but it doesn't really go anywhere. But the conversation, Animal Mother comes up. You a photographer? Joker says, I'm a combat correspondent. He's like, well, you seen much combat? And Joker, all sarcastic, is like, I've seen a little on TV. And Animal Mother like, oh, you're a real comedian. And Joker's like, well, they call me the Joker. And Animal Mother, well, I got a joke for you. I'm going to tear you a new asshole. And then Private Joker doing a John Wayne impression is like, well, Pilgrim, only after you eat the peanuts out my shit. And Animal Mother like, you talk the talk, but do you walk the walk? They like kind of break it up. One of the other soldiers, I think, 8-Ball they called him, I think, comes up and he's like, whatever, and talks, kind of breaks it up and all that shit. They, where nothing really happens. And then so they're like sitting there chilling for a while, I guess. And then one of the soldiers introduces Joker and Raptor Man to the guest of honor at the pottery that they're having, because they're all fucking nuts and they're saying all kinds of weird shit. And wants him to have a picture with the, guest of honor. It's a dead Viet Cong soldier just sitting there. They're hanging out with him, I guess. Mentions that they should live it up because these days, because when we rotate back to the States, they don't have any when we're shooting.
Which is a wild line.
Basically a bunch of serial killers relishing in their prime days of being legally able to kill, and it's just it's a wild fucking thing to say.
To look at people like you respect them in a way, but you don't.
Yeah,
it is very dark.
Very dark. So they go out on patrol or advancing into a town.
Epic tank shot.
There's really cool just the way behind it and the way they kind of after the dude gets blown up. They move into town, just how they interweave it in through the tank and
it's like behind a video. It's really cool.
Yeah, it just had a certain flow to it that was really fun.
I'm like, you know what, Kubrick, he spent 1,000 takes doing that. Worth it.
Where's it? Did he take 1,000 takes?
Oh, this is like a meme with that guy where he's just like, we're taking like 50 takes on this one shot just to get it right or whatever. Huh. All the goddamn time.
I didn't know. I figured he probably would because, Kubrick. So
that dude's fucking crazy.
Yeah, we should I don't know, do something just we're just going to talk about Stanley Kubrick for, a short episode, do a little 15-minute, half-hour episode. Just
rank them? That'd be fun to rank them at the end after we do all of them.
Yeah, just do some of the big ones, like Shyamalan, fucking, they're on patrol, and it's moving into the Ville, I guess they call it, but they take mortar fire, or some such, maybe a rocket launch or some kind or something. They lose their lieutenant, so I think that puts Cowboy in charge, and then they move into the Ville, they get shot at from a building, and then everyone just starts blasting the building like crazy, just perforating the whole motherfucking thing. And after they hose the building down, they wait to see what happens, a very nice suspense shot, and they see some enemy run from one building to the other, and they finish off a few of them at the end, and then the rest of them all move into town. That was it. They cleared out that, I guess they ran out of that building, so they moved into at least that portion of the town, because I think this is the outskirts of a bigger city, I think, or town. You go to them all standing around, the 2 guys that they lost, and a few, the main characters there all have some crazy little quote to say. We could quote the whole thing, but I didn't save any of it, actually. Oh, I saved the last bit for, that Raptor Man said, he's like, at least he died for a good cause. Animal Mother's just like, what cause? And Raptor Man says, freedom. And Animal's like, get your head out your ass. This is slaughter. If I'm going to get my nuts blown off for a word, that word would be poontang. I was like, hey, man, brother. I like that,
And what a smart way to show, all these different views on death. I don't know how realistic it's almost like that 70s show is what it reminds me of. When they're getting high in the basement and they go from person to person. Yeah. And it's I don't know how realistic that really is, or one guy goes to one guy says that, and one guy says, but I think it works for the movie. I think it was a really smart way to show the different views on this death and how, because especially at the time, you're going to have your conservative people who are freedom. Like, we're doing
you
this.
can have your
Fight the
jaded
communists.
people who are like,
And then you have
fuck
your
them.
hippies, and it's like, it was a cool way to show that.
You have a religious guy, like, you know, be with God, you know, or some shit.
Yeah, like, it was cool to show the spectrum without having to take, like, 30 minutes to do it.
Yeah,
very
totally.
quick and get to the point.
I really like that, yeah. But, like, I'm sure in war and battle, like, you didn't have time to really sit and reminisce around. Just like, gotta say your words, move along, you know.
Yeah, well, yeah. That's
Keep going, yeah. So.
I didn't think they buried that dude. You know? Also, like, first time where they really see one of them get fucked up. Like, beforehand, it's just them fucking up the Vietnamese. That was, like, kind of the first time where one of them gets taken out by another dude.
Well, yeah, this is the first time I'm, like, seeing some of the shit now.
Yeah.
You know, at least for Joker and Batman.
And I talk about how late the movie is.
Yeah, but, like, how late is it in the war? Only 3 months in since they got there, you know.
Well, yeah, but just in
I forgot when the war actually started.
Like, Saving Private Ryan, we see somebody get killed in, like, within 3 minutes or whatever. Like,
we see, like, fucking 300 people died
yeah,
the first
but it's cool. It's cool that we waited, like, it's a different war movie, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just another perspective on the whole thing. And back in them days, war movies were pretty popular.
Yeah.
Now we have, like, sci-fi movies with war in them that are popular. And it's like one of the men they lost, I don't know if it was the lieutenant, but one of the 2 men that they lost was only 1 day from getting sent home.
For jerking off 10 times a day.
Yeah, he's like, he's about to get medal because he jerked off at least 10 times. He said at least 10 times.
I don't know what everybody knows. I've tried to break this record many times in my life, especially in my younger teenage years. Don't think it's possible. I tried to push the limit. I tried to push science.
I mean, not a day. You might have, you know, not 10 times every day, but like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I probably made it. Almost broke it once twice. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you.
My teens were a long time ago.
Maybe a couple days in a row. I was at like 8. You know.
Yeah.
Like to do 10 every day, impossible.
I'm sure there's people that
there's some gooner out
well
there.
Over that. Fuck.
Impressive.
The guy I had roommates with, he say he does all the fucking like he'd easily break this one every day.
Be careful. You might bruise your dick in the line of Lonely Island. You can't spend your whole life jerking off.
Yeah,
it's fun. It's a good time.
It's like your dick would have to be leather after a certain point.
Yeah,
it's just the friction.
You can't beat it like I don't care how much room there is. You can't beat it like it owes you money. All right, you gotta give it a break.
Yeah, it's just gonna end up weird to stretch out or something. I don't know. Yeah, I would suggest it. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, and they're about to send him home, so you can just go do that at home.
He's like, started jerking off in the waiter.
Yeah, he's like, he was sent to go see the Navy shrink, and the guy started jerking off in the waiter, and we're like, it's the Section 8. And I looked it up. And Section 8 is a military discharge for reasons of unsuitability, particularly mental unfitness.
Again, private pile.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, they should have Section, 7'd him. And so, military discharge is like military, you can't join charge. You know, like, nah, dude, you're unsuitable, mentally unfit. But anyway, so maybe they thought the military would give Pyle some discipline and fix his weirdness.
Well, they did talk about the one guy, Joker. Joker talked about Section 8.
Yeah, he said that, but I'm like, maybe they thought, whoever let them, allowed him into the military, like, oh, he'll get straightened out, dude.
It would have been cool if, maybe there was a scene with Joker and the sergeant where he tells him, hey, Pyle. And then, the sergeant's like, shut up.
Sergeant's like, you fucking snitch ass bitch, motherfucker!
Yeah,
you fucking snitch, you fucking pussy! You think I can't handle this stupid fucking pile of shit? No, fuck you! You just got demoted. Snowball, you're back up.
Yeah, something. That would be cool.
Yeah. So it goes to a scene where it's kind of the camera guys are walking through and they're doing a bunch of interviews and they're all saying some interesting shit. Basically, we're killing them all. We're just, running through, just killing. Can't understand why they don't like the South Vietnamese, or none of these Vietnamese people are really helping or like us that much because we're here trying to help them. Some say, and others we shouldn't really be here. Others yeah, we're trying to be helpful here. Others, all the different little opinions of coming from different soldiers from their different perspectives on the war.
The funniest thing in all this is they ain't got one horse in Vietnam. That ain't right, boy.
I missed that one.
They ain't got one horse. They're fucked up here. It's just that's such a funny thing to just be they don't got horses here.
If we're the 7th time I've mentioned it, this movie, just watch it if you haven't watched it yet, because there's so many amazing quotable things in here.
Good rap.
I'm just trying to kind of gloss over some of them, a lot of them, because I'm sticking in the ones I really wanted to mention.
I just like the redneck, They ain't got no.
Yeah, all fucked up. Cowboy.
They don't sell moonshine here. It ain't my America. It ain't my country.
Yeah, so Cowboy's in charge at this point because, Lieutenant died. And then it goes to a quick scene where they're chilling and some dude ride up with a lady, some sex worker on the back of a moped. They're negotiating price for sex. There's all kinds of, lewd comments and whatnot going on in that scene. A lot of racial shit. Go watch it yourself. I'm not going to get into it right now.
Yeah, we don't want to get canceled. That's really
don't want to get canceled. Like, we're going to be lewd and doing dumb shit, but like,
that's too far. That's too far.
It's just, yeah. We're not touching that one. We're going to skip over that stuff. So it goes to them on patrol after that because reports indicated that the North VC had moved out of the area and they were sent to confirm these reports. They're walking through the streets of like a blown apart town or city, where the fuck they're in. And when some dumbass bends over to pick up some fucking large ass stuffed animal and gets blown the fuck up, kind of irritated me. So I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
And you think he was going on a ship? He's like,
yeah, you gotta be avoiding anything that seems off or weird. Or didn't have any fucking. What do I need to pick up a fucking big ass doll for? Anyway,
it's like they're really the same shit. Like Saving Private Ryan, Vin Diesel.
Yeah, Vin Diesel. I thought of the same fucking kind of thing. Just doing stupid shit when you're like in a fucking bad situation where enemy can be around any fucking corner. You're like, let me see this doll. Anyway, dude gets blown up. They all hit the deck. Oh, so this is when this is when Catboy takes over. So I think that dude. I don't know if he was an officer. I don't know who the fuck this guy was, but he got blown the fuck up. They all hit the deck, started telling them to face down and take cover. So what they all do? They all just like turn around a little bit and face away from each other and just lay right there in the middle of the goddamn street. They didn't have any cover at all. Like 3 or 4 of them. I'm like, what the fuck?
Really taking that guy seriously though. That's kind of like the whole scene is them like, shut up, bitch. Like I think he just got that job from the other dude.
Yeah, like.
So it's like, no, we're not taking this.
So they're all laying out on the street, completely exposed. And anyway, they all kind of like rally back around. Cowboy's kind of leading them now, and they seem lost. So they all like hide up behind this little half-broken wall thing and take some cover under it. They decide to take a different direction. And it sends 8 Ball out to go look for a way through like this set of buildings over there. So he like hops over the fucking protection of the wall and just trots what seems like stupidly across the thing, just like not even really looking at just like not even nothing, just like across the field. I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? I'd be sitting there scanning, and then get down with my head down and just hump it over to the fucking wall as quick as I could with my butt cheeks. I could tell his butt looked relaxed. His cheeks should have been clenched so tight.
Looking at his cheeks?
I'm just saying, because my cheeks would have been clenched very tight.
Your brown hole would have turned into a black hole.
Yeah, for sure. But he seemed to be pretty relaxed about things. Maybe this, of course, not his first rodeo, so I don't know. But I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure my butt cheeks, I don't care what point in the war it would be, I'd be like, fuck, my butt cheeks would still be clenched at the end of that.
Like, I'm not going out there.
Well, then, yeah, you wouldn't be a very good soldier.
I know.
So he trots over to that fucking building, and just as he's about to signal everyone, like, yeah, that's cool, you get shot over there, and then the rest of the squad just start blasting. While they're blasting, the sniper shoots 8 Ball again. So Cowboy's like, everybody ceasefire, all that shit. Requesting tank support on the radio.
That's a whole thing, guy. I can't.
And it was just like, also, it's just so annoying. Like, he had to order everyone to fucking stop, like, ceasefire. How many fucking times? Like, it was just so undisciplined, this whole scene, like, all their fucking
No, but I think that's, like, the point. Like, we're not taking this guy seriously.
But it doesn't matter. There's a chain of fucking command. And
well, no. Okay, logically, I get that.
Yeah.
They don't take this guy seriously. That's, like, the whole point.
Well, they should. I mean, he's been with them for a while
now. I'm on your side, but like the guy's right. Like the guy.
Well, this scene just fucking irritated the fuck out of me.
Like I think, like that's the whole.
I'm so used to like Star Trek and stuff and like other shit where you obey the chain of command, like
But again, like, all these guys are fucking psychopaths.
Yeah.
And like they even talk about at the end of basically, like you can barely contain. Like even the sergeant was having trouble at the end. They were like killers.
Yeah.
So it's like he can barely contain them. He's like pretty cool, pretty scary guy. They're all private. So, like, at that point, they're already gone. They're full-grown bulls at that point. They were little cows.
Hand you the calves, now they're just like Brahma bulls ready to fucking,
they're fucking monsters.
Put a horn in your butthole.
Like,
I'll crucify you on my horns, dog. Like,
I killed 3 dudes yesterday. Like, what are you gonna do?
Call me, like, Horn the Impaler, or like, I don't know, Steak the Impaler. There you go. Anyway, steak, get it, beefsteak, but steak and impaler. Oh, damn, that's shit. I like it. So the rest of the squad start blasting. Evers shoots him again. He has to stop him from fucking shooting. They keep shooting, but tell him the sniper's probably trying to lure him in. It's ambush. Animal wants to, like, go get him, and he's like, no. And he's like, fuck this, goes, disobeys a direct order that he just got given.
What was established in the previous one?
That, like, don't, because it's probably a way to lure in more people.
Again, you're saying about this logically.
And so, and he's like, that's a direct order, you don't fucking go over there. And, like, 2 seconds later, he's hopping over the fucking wall, like, fuck that. And so they all give him some cover fire. He runs over there and ends up getting shot too. And they can't see the sniper. That's what, like, fucking Cowboy eventually says. Like, we can't see him through the buildings.
And they're, like, shooting at a wall. Like, it's not even...
Yeah. And, like, there's a whole building on the other side of that fucking building you have to shoot through. So there's, like 2 walls at least.
Yeah.
To get to the 3rd wall to get into the next building. So, like, there's 3 walls. And at least, like, there's probably walls in between that first building, you know, like, there's multiple rooms.
They have zero, absolutely zero military training. Even I'm like, you can't fucking get that guy.
Yeah. I mean...
That's like, because it's really far, too. Like, it's like 80 yards, 100 yards, like a football field away. And there's a building. So, like, you know, like, the bullets, like, momentum at that point.
Yeah, it's like...
They're not even, like, sniper, right? There's assault rifles. So I don't know the range, I guess, of assault rifles.
Yeah, it's like, look at the angles, play the angles. You can't see nothing over there. Like, obviously.
Because, like,
but he's, like, worried about rushing up because he's thinking there's more people in those buildings.
Yeah.
Right there. He was not sure if it's just one sniper or not. Or there's like one sniper plus multiple dudes up in that building, so I get why he hasn't moved up everyone yet. Because I was thinking, I'm like, if I was in that situation, I'm like, fuck it, man. You know, it's hard to make that call because, you know, he's like, fuck it, let's go up and at least get on the other side of that wall, you know, kind of get in more position to maneuver around and see where the fucking sniper's coming from. But then also, like, if there are people in that building, you just wiped out your whole squad.
Yeah.
So it's just like...
You die, too.
Yeah, it's a lot of things you gotta fucking... A lot of numbers you gotta crunch in, like, a few seconds. So some other dude goes out and disobeys a direct order. I think it was their medic. I thought they were calling Doc.
Dude. He's like Johnny Bad.
I thought they were calling Doc. But then Mother, after the 2 are on the ground, then Mother says, I'm going to go get him, and disobeys the direct order.
And what a weird code name. Mother? I know.
Animal Mother. That's what his
weird
name was. So he just disobeys the direct order.
He's giving help to the other guy.
And he goes after the other 2 guys, like, trying to see where the sniper goes. Gets close enough to ask Doc where the sniper is. And just as Doc's, like, pointing in the direction, he gets shot the fuck up. Mother's sitting there, checks the closer buildings real quick, stays out of the fucking line of sight of the sniper. Basically a route for the rest of the squad to come up and get in position. So he, like, flags him over. When they all get up to the wall, get in position, and then... fucking Cowboy moves around to try to, I think, get back on the radio and shit. Like, he's probably going to call in some air support or something to blow up that fucking building. And as he's moved over to the radio, dude, he stands right in the fucking line of sight of the sniper through, like, a hole in the wall.
I feel like, how'd you fuck that up, dude?
Yeah, like, dude, look around you. Yeah. Like, why is he going to stand up and, like, I'd be sitting there scanning over every inch that I moved. I'm like, this is cool. I'd be having mirrors out, checking on shit, anything.
Yeah, you think you look around
just a fucking little bit, dog. You know.
If it would have been like a ricochet, like, you know, like a little pan land somewhere, she shot that, and then that would have got him. Like, that would be like, I'm like, right, but he just stepped right in the line of sight. Like, oh, I was covered by this wall. Let me still stand right next to this big hole in the fucking wall. Yeah, fucking brilliant, at the
dude.
angle where all the other guys got shot.
Yeah. Same kind of line of sight angle there. Fucking dumb. And so he's sitting there shot real good. Looks like through the chest, heart area. Going through. So a few guys in there shoot up that fucking building real good. And Joker's over there with him when he dies. It's good he was there with his fucking buddy. It was like a heavy scene. Like he was pretty sad. And so while the others shoot up the building, Mother says, let's go get some payback. And Joker's all in. He's like, yup. And so they use some smoke bombs to cover the movements. Like, why the fuck didn't they do that before? Okay. It's like, you had smoke bombs? But you... Okay. I'm not going to ask those...
As the squad or the dudes?
I don't know. 2 members of the squad had different pass up smoke nades, so pretty sure they had enough that they could have fucking tried to use those in the beginning when they first got to the fucking wall instead of after they tried to move in closer. Anyway, maybe. I'm like, again, not in the military. I have no idea. So Mother basically is running the show now, and they all try to track the sniper down. They're all moving in on it. He's and they're like, hey, you guys go this way, y'all go up that way, handle the situation. So Joker sneaks up to and spots the sniper, right? He's like upstairs this one little way. And he like gets behind this like pillar and then whips out his rifle to go shoot the sniper in the back, but his gun jams. And the sniper whips around and we see it's a sniper lady.
Well, a kid?
Yeah.
Like 10 or 12-year-old?
Yeah, I'd say like a early teen, something like that, you know. And she should start blasting on Joker, but he's standing behind like the most indestructible wooden pillar on the planet, or maybe
I think it's stone.
Okay, some concrete stone. Okay, yeah. I felt like it was fractured off a lot of pieces. I thought it might be, I don't know. But start blasting on Joker, but he's got some cover behind that pillar. But then Raptor Man comes up out of nowhere and just blasts the shit out of her, turns her into some Swiss cheese.
Oh, a badass little sniper though. She took out 3 Marines.
Yeah,
this is crazy.
I'm sure that's not the first one.
Yeah, no, yeah, she's like Master Chief.
So he gets here and he comes up and he's all like, "Woohoo! Yeah, bitch!" All that shit. They're standing around there watching her breathing all heavy on the ground, and the Raptor Man's, still kind of like, woohoo, talking a bunch of shit, and other guys show up. They're just like staring at her. Everyone's standing around her, just like breathing heavy, and then she starts saying something over and over. They're like, what's she saying? He's like, she's praying. And then they're like discussing, what do we do with her? And the Joker says, like, we just can't leave her here like this. And Animal's like, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to leave her. Like, we got other shit to do. And then he's like, well, we can't leave her. You have permission to shoot her if you like. Like, I'm running the show now. Like I said, we leave her, you can shoot her and we can go, or not, whatever, let's go. And so they're sitting there around there for a while. He raises his pistol that he whipped out when he was, after his rifle jam, he had his pistol whipped out already. So he like raised it up to her head and he's sitting there just thinking. Good long minute. You can tell he's really hesitant, really apprehensive on wanting to shoot her. And they're all kind of standing there waiting to see what he's going to do. And then you hear the blast and shoots her in the head, I'm guessing. And that one dude's just like, what does he say? Fucking wild or
hardcore, man.
Hardcore. I'm like, I feel like it would have been hardcore if he would have, got that option. Like, well, you shoot her, and he's just like 2 seconds later, bang, instead of fucking 30 seconds of thinking, and like having a squeamish face when he does it. And I don't know.
I think this whole scene, like how it's all done, is like you're watching Joker, your protagonist, like walk up these stairs, all badass, and then he ends up kind of being a little bit of a coward towards the end.
He almost fucks up.
Yeah. And then, like, we find out it isn't, like, some scary guy who killed all these dudes, but just a young woman.
Yeah, little girl, yeah.
Young little girl. And I'm like, that is, like, perfect.
I guess like that.
Like, it's the opposite of your typical, instead of Batman defeating Joker, he, like, fucks up.
Yeah, you find out Joker's just, like, this little kid fucking with you.
Yeah.
Dangerously fucking with you.
Like, it's such a good surprise to me, and I think it's, like,
especially how they, like, the kid was trained, like, shoot him in the leg and whatever, so they want to come out and save him, and then shoot them in the leg, so they have to come out and shoot. You just want to get in a situation, people want to go get their buddies, and you just can, like, take out a whole fucking group of people that way, because it's just like, I got you. So, like, you think some well-trained fucking assassin up there, but it's like a little well-trained girl. Like,
and that's why it's so good, though. That's why the surprise is so big, because you're sitting there thinking,
it is a big unveiling. I'm like, I gotta sit here and kill his kid.
Yeah. That's how fucked up. Yeah.
Like, man, I was like, yeah, he probably would have just raised his gun in like 1 second if it was a man, full grown man. But the fact that it was a kid, he had to hesitate and squirm about it. And then, you go back home, they all call you kid killers and all that shit, but it's like, bro.
She killed 4
She killed like a bunch of others, almost killed me.
No, yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like instinctually you're like, oh, well, we should send her to like a medical camp. But you're like, no, she's dangerous as fuck.
Yeah, she's probably the most brainwashed than all these dudes who had only weeks of training and shit. She's fucking grew up in this shit, having to deal off this fight off a foreign invader.
I did not know, killer. I was molded by it.
And then it wanted nothing to do with war, but here we are.
You invaded me.
You fucked around and found out.
I lived in my home peace.
Yeah. So they head out.
Also, it's like when he's like Batman and the Joker. It's like you got to put this guy down, right? Like you can't just keep letting him go to prison and then busting out.
Yeah, this has got to be for real or something, bro.
Yeah, you got to stop this dude for real. You know what I mean? We can't just save this little girl.
It's like it's not costing taxpayers so much because you're the one spending all the money going after him, but it's got to be costing you a good chunk of your billings, right?
People are dying, dude.
There's a lot of collateral damage, dude.
So I think killing the little girl makes sense, but it's still fucked up.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah.
But it just shows that's how
how are you gonna be able to say anything to these motherfuckers when they come back? Like they had to do what the fuck they had to do. They got sent there. It's not like half of them wanted to fucking be there.
Oh yeah, no. I think the most morally gray person, I've talked about this a lot with Vietnam, is like a black kid or Native American or somebody who got drafted into the war and doesn't even get treated right in his own country, having to go kill kids for a country that doesn't treat him well.
Exactly. And the cops are like, other people are just having to kill them, and just a generation before that, they're like, we're slaves. Like, what the fuck, dude?
Talk about just the most morally gray fucked up situation to ever put anyone ever in.
Yeah. And so they fucking head out, their little platoon or their squad. And I guess they meet up with the rest of the fucking unit or the rest of the whatever, the battalion. I don't know. It seems like a lot of motherfucking dudes. I don't know. Numbering system of how many people and shit. But they're out there singing with a bunch of guys, walking toward this river they have to get to, past this burning city that they just fucked up. They're all singing that Mickey Mouse song, all in unison. And then Joker's like a voiceover for the last lines, and it says, "My thoughts drift back to erect nipple wet dreams about Mary Jane Rottencrotch and the great homecoming fuck fantasy. I'm so happy that I am alive, in one piece. In short, I'm in a world of shit, yes, but I am alive, and I am not afraid." Yeah, those are the last lines. And then it just abruptly ends.
Well, I don't mind.
I guess now that you broke down that, like,
the little girl scene,
the whole girl scene, I'm like, I guess I didn't look at it that much. I was just like, in my brain, I'm like, and to make it bad, he had to do what he had to do. But I'm like, okay, yeah, it's a little girl, it's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Like, I think it's powerful. I think it's a very
now I'm like, blown away. You show me the light of its glory.
Well, it's actually like it's shame.
Oh, like shame, like it's glorious end, but it's like, even though it's a shameful thing, it's just like the weight of it.
Yeah.
You
Imagine like the other guy, like the crazy dude who's all about war, like hardcore guy, being like his most heroic story, his like hero moment is shooting a little girl. You know what I mean? Like when you really think about it, like that's probably his most badass thing he ever did in the whole war. He really
yeah.
And it's just like how fucked up.
The thing was holding down my whole unit, this whole thing, and like. It's over, and I got his ass. Like, well, no, I got her, and she was a kid, and that's not good.
And then, imagine telling it at a bar, and then half drops and just goes silent.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, oh, shit, that's badass.
But yeah, you thought war was glorious. It ain't, motherfuckers. That's what you
But he doesn't know, like, he's like, totally into it. He would tell that story at a bar and not understand.
Well, yeah, like that big crazy guy, yeah. But Joker, he's going to think about it probably heavily for
the rest of his life, every day, man.
Yeah. Every day till he dies, I'm sure. That's fucking crazy.
I don't know where else you could in this movie. Like, I think it's just such a powerful. Like,
yeah, actually,
I love it. I love it how it's like the war.
Now I think you are totally correct. It's like that's a good place to end it. I was all against it, but the way you kind of framed it up in mind, which is how I was supposed to see it, but I'm just too fucking dense or something. I don't know. I missed it.
I just love it. Like usually you see one of these things like the war.
Yeah, or like you see him eventually get home, like if he made it, or see him dead on the fucking field like 3 weeks later or something. I feel like there's no closure, but the closure, I guess, is what, you can probably lead into what history was, like he's one of these soldiers that may have came back and got ostracized by society for being a child killer.
Yeah, but I don't think we need that if we saw it.
Yeah, it's that, like we see that in history and, other films, something like that,
Like, I like how the movie doesn't ever beat her over the head. Like, they never say kid or child. And, like, it just happens. You know? And I like other movies. Man, Joker, where they have to show every scene of her being in it.
Yeah, explain shit out.
Yeah, I hate it. And I'm like, this movie just doesn't.
Like, this is like, unless you're a stupid fuck like me that probably need to have a son, like, okay, I get it. They're like, no, you figured it out. And I'm like, I see. Thank you, little brother.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Mm-hmm. No, I fucks with it. Yeah, I'm out here. I'm fucking with it too. And now, like, honestly, my little gripes at the end, and then fucking my score, my gripes gonna go away. My score is gonna go up a little bit. Yeah. So, from what I had it out, because you have convinced me otherwise. What do you think? Questions, concerns.
I love this movie. I think it's anti-war, and I think anybody what has more than two brain cells to rub together is anti-war. And I think it's done in such a way where it doesn't beat you over the head. Again, I think it's a stealthy anti-war movie. I think it does it so well where it's like it doesn't beat you over the head with it. It doesn't feel like it's preaching to you. Things just kind of happen, and it doesn't really.
And it's just like gives a portrayal. It doesn't. I don't feel like it's trying to spin it one way or the other. I just think it's just showing different things, and I feel like the takeaway should be like, "Fuck that, it sucks," and like what you have to go through in war sucks, and we shouldn't fucking get people's asses for what they just were taking orders having to do.
Why are we doing this?
Yeah, yell at the politicians, not the fucking soldiers on the ground.
Yeah, there's a lot more reason to fight.
Yes,
a lot more.
It's like the last real war we fought over like actual fucking issues of the day instead of fucking. Wars are always fought by the rich and powerful forever over resources, and they're always going to be wars.
There's two types of wars. There's real wars or like...
No, they're all a bunch of rich people sending young, people
Well, you know, we were stopping the Nazis. Like, the Nazis are literally like the evil supervillain of real life. Like, it's Avengers
As
War.
well, like, and the West was the fucking evil people in their eyes. It's just all perspective.
They're Nazis, dude.
Who I know, I get
Come
it.
on.
I'm just
You
saying.
They're literally like Dr. Evil, dude. They're like literally like.
Anyway,
they're not good. Like,
wars basically just. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, for my takeaway or whatever, that's coming up soon. Just war hell, and that's all it is. Yeah. You know.
I think 90% of wars are unjustified, especially for the United States, for sure. I wrote a paper, like, back in high school, like, all the wars that should have happened or whatever.
At the end of the day, war is hell, and it sucks.
Yeah, no, yeah. It's not a good time. It's not a field trip you want to sign up for.
Yeah.
But we appreciate those who do.
So, what is your theme?
I think it's just war is hell. War sucks. That's my
main takeaway. Yeah. War is hell.
There is no way.
Oh, no, my main takeaway is war is a hell I hope to never know.
Yeah.
And then the theme I had was like constant conditioning, programming, or brainwashing of the soldiers, at least the serial killers.
Yeah.
So, I got a couple fun facts. Arlie Hermes, who played the Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, was initially hired as a technical advisor, but he improvised insults during the auditions, which impressed Kubrick and earned him the role.
Dude,
so,
he was coming up with that shit.
It's impressive.
I was like, well, it's not well written. He didn't
it's like, what training did he get, in the military to be a recruiter? Like, you have to go rhyme school for like a week or two. Like, if you can't spit out this many rhymes, then you can't be a fucking drill sergeant.
Also, like, if I had
insults off the fly that just flow together. Like, he doesn't sit there and stutter nothing. Just like, blah, 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 blah.
It's impressive how it doesn't take a breath. Like, he just spout.
Yeah, he just knows how to flow it out. Yeah, wordsmith badass when it comes to linguistics. He's like the Shakespeare of fucking
military
violence and
roasting. He should have been roasted.
Yeah. Shakespeare roast. That's what he is. There you go. And then the dude who played Leonard, Vincent D'Onofrio, gained a record 70 pounds to play the role of Leonard Gilmer Pyle.
Is that a record?
I guess at this time, probably.
Yeah. But I'm like Christian Bale for Dick Cheney. Holy
Oh, that was such a great movie. Ooh,
yeah.
I can't wait.
I love
Vice. We'll get into that movie. That's going to be a good one.
I love Vice. It's fantastic.
Vice, that's what it's called. That's such a good movie. Such a good movie. And then, that's just a couple. I don't know if you had any fun facts, but I found those couple.
I know there's one. I don't like to look up. I like to keep try to keep my shit just opinions and stuff because I don't want it to change bias me or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're more the info, keep things structured.
Yeah. But then you bust out the fucking mind blowing fucking revelation for the end scene. I'm like, dude, I was too stuck up in the facts of it where I'm thinking abstractly about it, I guess, and understanding the wholeness of the scene and everything. So yeah. This is good.
There's a thing where Pyle has an extra ammo thing laid out, during the firing range scene.
Oh, yeah?
Foreshadowing him keeping it and using it later on.
Oh, really?
I learned that from Frodo, though, at some point. I think it will probably learn.
Probably got a meme or something.
Yeah, something like that. So it's that's such a good little.
Interesting. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah.
Little foreshadowing.
Damn. Maybe we could do that for our Patreon, deep dive into little things we'll find hidden things or whatever.
Yeah.
After our initial show we have now. Any criticisms that you have?
My two big ones is I think Private Joker should have been a little more likable. I think he should have been a little better, the whole saying the G word, I think he should have been a little bit above that. I think he should have not, or hit Private Pyle a little less, I think that would have I would have really liked that. The other thing is, I wish they would have mentioned anything about the previous events. It just feels again, if you show up to this movie 50 minutes after it started, you wouldn't even really know anything that happened. Usually in any movie, you would kind of know at least, it kind of feels like they're isolated from one another.
Yeah, it's they'd have some sort of...
And I don't need anything a lot. I'm not asking for a lot. I'm not asking for... It's a Valentine's Day present. I'm not asking for a whole car here. I'm not asking for something huge. I just a little thing. And then my final complaint is, oh no, where's that? Him not being a good guy. Or being, oh, no, that's not really.
Oh, here, maybe this will help.
You go ahead. You do your
So I only had like a few criticisms, like just the lewd and vulgarity of it. Like I get it, such as war. It's just very lewd and vulgar and violent and just terrible. But I wish they could have sugarcoated it instead of like doused the shit, sprinkled it around.
For like war being bad?
Yeah.
No,
or just like, just the lewdness, vulgarity. I feel like you could express how bad war is without like such like racism and, you know, making just like women into a piece of meat most of the time and shit, which I get it. You know, just different culture, different shit, different, all kinds of stuff going on.
It almost has the problem of like when I feel like a show or a movie is trying to be too cool and they curse all the time, like every other word is fuck or something. But like with this one, it's just like a lot of racist shit thrown in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think it would have been cool. Like that one dude's obvious, like super racist. Like when they had that thing, the $15 girl or whatever. And it would be like, I think it would have hit harder if that would have been like maybe the first time or the second time we heard something like that. Yeah. But we're kind of like numb to it at that point. Like that doesn't really
hit. A lot of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. And probably it could have been part of their conditioning in Boot too, just like portray them as foreign people that are the enemy. It could very well
Great
be like
Black Mirror episode kind of about that.
Exactly, yeah.
But also fuck the Confederate flag guy, the dude who has the Confederate flag.
Cowboy.
That dude. It does like those guys are traitors.
Represent the South.
They kill U.S. Like they fought a war against the U.S. military. I think it's fucking stupid. Fuck the Southerners. Fuck those Americans. It's about slavery.
Fought war against our fucking, you know.
No, but like you're in the U.S. It's like being like having a Jets sticker on when you're playing for the Packers. Like it's ridiculous. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck the South. General Sherman was not wrong. He burned all that shit to the ground. I don't give a fuck. If you're sucking Confederate dick, then get the fuck out.
I don't have that big of an opinion on it. I'm like,
traitors.
Everyone fights for their own team.
For slavery? Yeah, great.
I mean, I don't think slavery was the only fucking reason for the fucking war.
A lot of reasons.
I mean,
they literally wrote it like Mississippi's like, yeah, we're fighting for slavery.
Okay, well,
and their whole little thing.
That's Mississippi. That's why you don't hear nothing about Mississippi right now. Everything.
Very, very convenient to leave that one out.
It's weird, like, Mississippi, Mississippi's one of those states you just don't hear nothing about. I feel like it's like Iowa. You don't hear nothing about Iowa, corn, but like Mississippi, what's Mississippi known for? It's river. Yeah, everybody's got like their own little jokes and stuff, but like, what's Mississippi's? I have no idea. Like Florida man, so Florida's got
Florida, yeah.
Louisiana, you got, you know, Cajun food, Bourbon Street, New Orleans.
Magic.
Yeah. Voodoo, yeah, all that fun stuff. Iowa, you got corn. I mean, California, you have like raisins, singing raisins, and Hollywood.
Iowa, I don't know, cornfield.
Yeah.
We have like a couple random asses like Johnny Carson.
We got some covered bridges that burned down.
Oh, we got Skrillex. What is it? What is the band? Slipknot. We got Slipknot. That's pretty wild. The Slipknot came to mind. These are like
great.
You wouldn't expect it, like a hardcore rock.
I mean, metal. Children of the Corn. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You know, I'll say this about Iowans. I think we are a lot more into like media and shit here because we just have nothing to do.
Nothing to do.
So like we watch a lot of movies and play a lot of video games.
Yeah, and so like we're kind of like the West, like the Pacific Northwest, like coast, because they're all just sitting inside all day. Cause it's always dark and dreary where I want to go, where it's dark most of the year. Oh, yes.
If anything, we're going to move to Colorado and hang out for 6 months.
No, fuck that. We're going straight out like Oregon.
Weed, man.
Yeah, Oregon, I'm pretty sure got it.
Well, Oregon's kind of scary though. They have like legal everything.
Yeah, great. I'm going to Oregon, and it's dark and cloudy all the time, and I can work on a boat cooking for some small.
What the hell? What happened to this stream? Stream, bro? Or 2 guys in one film?
Well, I'm gonna take a break. Like, you know, I'm sure. Yeah,
your vacation is working on a boat like Deadliest Catch.
Yeah, that'd be so fucking. Yeah, I'll do that.
You're wild.
I am. So, yeah. What do you got for rating?
I'm gonna give it, and I feel bad because I forgot the other reason. That I almost give it 5 points just for me forgetting it. You know, like
if it wasn't that good, like you had to go away, maybe that's something.
I think I'm gonna give it a 95.
95.
I think this movie has a powerful message. I don't think it beats you over the head with it. I think it does work. I think the acting is really good. The scenery shots are amazing. I think it does a fantastic job on all fronts. It's one of those movies where like I had a very fun, like it's weird to say like a fun time watching it, but I enjoyed watching this movie.
I know what you mean. Like I don't mean like I enjoyed all the violence, all that stuff, but I just like I had a good time.
It was a really hard debate for a while,
and it wasn't just all kinds of just like outrageous explosions and shooting or nothing. It was more telling the story than like an action flick. You know?
Yeah. And it's like a very calm war movie. Like when you really break down what happened.
It actually is. Like a lot of quiet parts. Like, there's a lot of like perforating buildings, but there's also like dialogue or just visual.
They're sitting in like the boardroom talking about a newspaper,
Yeah, or they're just like walking, showing these camera guys walking along, and everyone's got a little joke as they pass by, or like a little something to say to the camera. There's like different angles of the shit instead of just like pow, 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 pow all the fucking time,
Yeah.
Explosions and fire and some guy burning gas. It's like We Were Soldiers was a lot of crazy action and shooting and crazy shit going on all the time. It told a story, definitely, but it's just like this was more.
It's more thought-provoking because, like, We Were Soldiers shows war. This is like, what do you think about war?
Like, this shows battle. I'm like, that shows battle, and this showed war, I think.
Yeah. This one will, like, you'll go and, like, have a discussion about it. We Were Soldiers, you'll, like, appreciate sacrifice.
Yes, and, like, I've read that book, too.
And they do a great job.
Much more information in the book, and it's awesome. Like, I definitely recommend the book, We Were Soldiers.
And We Were Soldiers movie, like, I love how they, like, show the Vietnamese side. Like, I really respect that.
Oh, yeah. They gave respect to the other side, too. Yep, nope.
Again, respect your enemy. And
that's what I said. Yeah, you should never, like, talk shit about somebody you killed or anything like that. Like, you should give respect to the motherfucker you had to, take their life of. And I always liked that idea, like,
it could have been the other way so much easier, what I mean?
Yep. And so, like, you worked hard and you fought for your life and your ideas and shit like that. So, you wouldn't want to disrespect it either, because you had to do the hard thing and make the ultimate sacrifice. And it's like, I don't find any disrespect in that. Like, I should never disrespect your enemies like that.
And, I should say this,
like, handle your enemies, but, don't need to be disrespected after they're dead. Yeah, it's just like, there's no honor in that. Yeah. I don't see any honor. So.
But I just want the last thing. Private Joker. The actor Dr. Brennan. I think he's better as Brennan. I think he fits that quieter role. He's just a quiet guy. The Private Joker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think he just does the Doctor. Is it Brennan? I think it's Brennan, right?
Dr. Brennan.
Stranger Things.
Oh,
I think he does that so much better, quieter.
Stranger Things is so good.
So good.
When's that next season coming out?
It's 10 years from now.
Oh, I can't wait! It's gonna be so good.
Oh yeah, I remember talking him into it. I'm like, you gotta get over.
Oh yeah, it took me years. It took me years. Everybody watches it, so like, if there's a bandwagon going on, I'm like, I don't know.
I'm like, dude, you gotta get over this.
So I see all the things years later. I saw like Game of Thrones. After it was finished, I started watching. I
haven't seen it. I haven't seen Game of Thrones.
Oh my fuck, dude!
I asked my buddy, and she was like, "It's not worth it.
It's so worth it
because of how bad the last season.
It's worth it.
It's about the journey.
It's worth it. I had a good time. And
I guess I just want to say is like I didn't really like. He was gonna really knock this movie for me because I was like, I just don't vibe with this guy. I don't buy it. And I'm like, no, he fits perfectly.
Yeah, and like after
it's supposed to be great.
His character, and like you see him kind of go from that wiggly jokester. Then after this, like I'm sure he ain't gonna be, as much a joker. Maybe he is. He's a fan character. Like he's just gonna be that guy. It's not like he took off his fucking peace sign after that. Or
I think instead of like looking at it like he's always against war, but instead of doing it like happily and doing the little jokes and stuff, he's just gonna be sad. He's like,
and like when he was still there shooting back at the enemy when they raided the base, and then when he's out there shooting, against, silhouettes on a fucking building, no, he had to shoot that young kid point blank in her face, that shit's, I'm sure that'll change a motherfucker, guarantee you. So, anyway.
What'd you give it? What rating did you give it?
I gave it an 88. I think about going a little higher. That was my original. Then I lowered it because I was like, the ending was so bad.
Yeah, but the ending,
And then I'm like, oh, you really got me. So I went back to my original, which was an 88.
Oh, that's outrageous.
And so,
outrageous. I'm throwing a challenge card to that.
Well, like, when I first was watching, I'm like, expecting to give this bad thing. I'm like, after watching, I'm like, that was damn good. I'm like, I'm gonna give it.
Still gets the seal of epicness.
Yes, pretty fucking epic. Yeah, no, it's a pretty great movie. The dialogue alone, or the monologues and dialogues alone, just the fucking writing in it, just supreme. And performances by they're all great, all excellent.
The fact that like side characters have quotes, like some of these guys, I can't even name right now.
Lines,
like one of the side characters. Like what's my favorite quote? I don't know. Personally, and this is like when it's one of the African Americans getting interviewed. I don't know the actor's name or the whatever. Private Eight Ball. But I just love this quote so much because I think it's weirdly American in the most American possible way. But here we go. personally. I think they don't really want to be involved in this war. You know what I mean? They sort of took away our freedom and gave it to the gummy bears, you know? But they don't want it. They'd rather be alive than free. Poor dumb bastards.
Yeah, that's
so good.
That's pretty savage one. Oh yeah, the one we mentioned a couple times. How tall are you, Private? Sir, 5'9", sir. 5'9". I didn't know they stack shit that high. So good. So great. Like, all of them are going to come from gunnery sergeant, for sure. It's just like, I bet you're the kind of guy that would fuck a person in the ass and not even have the goddamn courtesy to give him a reach around. I'll be watching you. That's probably one of my fucking favorites. Like, goddamn. It's like, I don't know how they can ever keep a straight face. But kind of that shit, I just be like, God damn, Sarge, give me some knuckles on that one. He's like, shut the fuck up and I'll give you some knuckles and punch me in the eye or something.
Like, I haven't heard that joke before, but as far as I know, that's the first time it was ever said or whatever. So
yeah.
It would be wild for me to hear this in middle school from somebody.
Or like, see it originally. Like, I did hear this kind of different shit in middle school. Like,
I think it's wild for it to last like 20 years.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's just, that's some solid ass fucking wordplay he's got going on there. Pretty fucking solid. Do you have any other segments?
Yeah, most valuable actor.
Oh, yeah. I knew you were going to have the last few, so I'll let you take care of those.
So, I'm going to give a controversial pick. I think the Sergeant should be the most valuable actor.
By far.
Really, in that, like, half the movie.
Yeah, no, he's
so good.
His performance was by far the, like, biggest performance. Powerhouse performance of them all.
Like, I'm going to remember him more than the remember.
Oh, for fuck's sure. Yeah. Yep. No, he is that's like a character, like an archetype now. Like he's like the stereotypical drill sergeant. When you think of drill sergeant, you think him. That's what comes to mind. And even like in Forrest Gump, their drill sergeant goes the same way. Like dishes out insults or like fucking whatever real fast and like it's just precise. Fucking
he raised the bar.
Yeah, like he set the standard pretty much. I bet. Like and he's actually in it. So like I'm sure he's like, hey, I use that one all the time. I use that one. The boys hate that. Like, because he actually did it.
Yeah.
So
and it's still funny today. Like, it's still, that's like,
still hardcore, yeah.
Like, a lot of comedies you watch back in the day, like, it doesn't.
Or like, shit talk, something. They're like, oh yeah, we've all heard that one. That one didn't, make me feel bad anymore. Like, no, that shit stings. All of it.
Yeah.
That shit has impact.
And it's so well written and so funny, or maybe, like, it's just good. It's just great. Phenomenal. He's a 10 out of 10 of his 9 out of 10 movie.
Yeah, he's like an 11 out of 10 for sure. He's just, I think, this is what got him like his big fame.
Yeah, he's in other stuff.
Oh yeah, I think I was thinking about bringing up some facts on it, but I'm like, I don't want to go too much on it. And
most valuable side actor, little role. Private Pile.
Pyle, for sure. I'd have to agree on that one because he's
so memorable. He's so
and his character is kind of. I'm gonna try to find one from like the second half of the movie. So because I
think that first half is the banger.
Oh yeah,
I think it's the best part of the movie.
Yeah, definitely for sure. Because like, what other actor really set it up for the end is.
Come on, man. What do you got? The little girl in this movie for like 5 minutes. Come on, Pyle. Dude.
She'd have the most impact for her few little lines.
But like, I think it's more about the idea of her.
Her performance. For sure.
So I think.
She died real good. She was dying real good.
Yeah, it was like 2. Maybe. Like, Pyle's on there for like a long time, and he's just memorable, and he's making his creepy ass faces. Well, only that dude could make.
Yeah, that was pretty disturbing. My strongest side actor. This is Pyle, then.
Yeah.
He did an amazing job. He does cringy, weird stuff.
That's the whole point.
I want to, like, in his other roles, like on that fucking show SVU or whatever.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about the whole career. We're not talking about Harry Potter.
We're saying side actors, so side performers or side actor
in this specific
side roles. Then
it's isolated.
Yeah,
it's like referencing the Joker and Signs. You can't get the fuck out of it. They're separate.
Okay.
Well, because he's bad.
Yeah, I'm just going with Pyle because they're just.
Oh yeah, Pyle.
I don't squirm easy. He had me uncomfortable.
I was laughing. I was having a great time. I'm like, this dude's gonna awesome. He's gonna take some dudes out. He's gonna cook some fools.
That it?
Yeah,
that's it. What do you think about next week?
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to do, when we come back,
Shaun of the Dead.
We'll have Shaun of the Dead recorded, and who knows when we'll have it presented. Even the 5 we have may not be the first, like the first episode we did, may not be the first one we drop. Who knows? We'll fuck around. And you will find out.
You won't know either way.
Yeah, we'll fuck around. You'll find out. Come back next week. I like that. Okay, I write that one down. Oh, I haven't recorded. Oops.
We don't need to write it down.
All right. Well, call that one a wrap.